family.
Hello. And that's what we're starting with. Hello, Internet.
Should we start
Hi,
over?
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
let's start. No,
Every episode gotta have something.
Too late now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Red Jenny. We are here. We're back, baby. And we're here to play some more Dragon Age TTRPG. Thank you for joining us this lovely Monday evening, afternoon, whatever time might be for you. We are going to be jumping right back where we left off, post time skip, getting into a brand new arc in what is probably like the second half of our series at this point. So thank you for joining us for a mini series. We will get to that in a second. Before we do talk about what we've got going on the channel this week, I'm completely off schedule right now. I don't remember. Sita, is tomorrow a Tuesday crew? Or
Tomorrow is not a Tuesday crew. That was last week.
Okay.
Yep.
My schedule is so messed up. So I don't believe we'll be streaming again this week until Saturday.
We might be streaming something.
Maybe on Thursday. I didn't know if our plan was to stream that or not.
No, you and I had talked about streaming on Tuesday.
Oh. Yes. Again, I don't know why I do the announcements at the beginning, because I'm the least reliable to
offer
what
to
we're
do
doing.
them all the time, and you always say, no, I can handle
The
it.
problem is I like hearing my own voice too much, so I'd rather talk and say nothing than say nothing in actuality. No, but you can Van and I might do a stream tomorrow, and then maybe also more video game streams throughout the week. A lot of us are really hooked on Demonologist now, and then we're getting into spooky season, so
Spooky season.
Probably be playing a lot of fun, scary stuff. But our next regularly scheduled TTRPG live stream will be this Saturday, hopefully returning with Strixhaven, for our double header, Strixhaven and Blods in the Dirk. I think that's pretty much it for announcements. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to my lovely players here to talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they are playing tonight, if they remember, starting as always with Van.
It hasn't been that long.
It's been 3 weeks.
2 weeks, I think. We took 2 weeks off.
Been 2 weeks
Anyway.
since you looked at me.
I'm Van. You can find me. Those are exactly the words. Perfect. Word perfect. I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van, but Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. I'm on Blue Sky. I am on Mastodon. But mostly, I am hanging out in the GGK Discord, which you can also come hang out in, and streaming on Twitch several times a week on this channel, Thursdays through Mondays, playing in games and also running Dungeons & Dragons on Saturday morning, and Sunday nights on twitch.tv/LB Hack'em Up. Right now, playing the Alien TTRPG. Which is really great so far. But tonight, I am playing Venehn, who is our elven marksman, the most in need of a new haircut of the party.
I mean, we have about 2 years. I feel like he can do that at some point, if you'd like.
Yeah, I think that was definitely
Find time.
Oh, when do we find the time? Hey, that's me. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid. I'm here Thursdays through Mondays playing in games. Yeah, that's it for me. Tonight I am playing Yasmera. Yas is our Kunari shadow. Like probably in most need of like a massage or something. I mean, who isn't? But yeah. A spa day. That sounds good.
She's got to be more like not than person at this point. More like muscle.
Basically.
mass.
Mm-hmm. Just
Yeah.
one big tension
One
ball.
giant ball of muscle tension. Yeah,
Like
that sounds about right.
the day Yasmera unclenches her jaw, an echo is heard.
Gravity
throughout the
Yeah,
shifts
just
on the
like-
planet.
land. the continents change.
The atmosphere is blown back several miles.
North Pole is South Pole. It's a whole thing.
It's like when Metro Man flexes calves. Megamind. So y'all, let's see. Well, your favorite non-binary is my best friend on the internet. You can find me on the blue sky at WALLE132, just like the cute little Disney robot. And also you can find me in the GGK Discord, talking up and just talking up. And like you hear me talk about how Stephen Amell, I hate him, but man, that guy can act. It bothers me so much. Watch Heels, y'all. If you like wrestling, watch that. But yeah, you can.
But don't
find
support
me...
a scab asshole.
No, but don't support the scab asshole. If you can pirate Heels, watch it. Just don't support Steve. But yeah, you can find me there. But tonight you can find me playing Garas, the Elven Grey Warden duelist. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Why I was gonna go to Bard, I don't know. The Elven Grey Warden duelist. Who is most in need of he is most in need of a wardrobe change. Yeah. That's me.
That brings it to me. Hi, Internet. Hi, Mom. It's me. It's the Sita. You can find me here every Monday and every other Tuesday. So not this upcoming Tuesday, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday. Playing wonderful games with all the wonderful people here on this channel. In addition, there's something we have to talk about. The cloning facility, as previously stated at some point in the past, has been destroyed. Val's secret police are after me. You might be able to see in the background, I am currently packing again and on the run, and it's possible that my appearance may change a few times in the next few months. Don't be afraid, dear viewers. Just know I am the last of my kind. There are no more clones. There is only me. But tonight, I'm playing Andros Philippe Bastille de Cartier,
That
also
explains
known
The Bachelor so much.
as Carter.
I'm realizing how funny it would have been if I had just turned off your camera on the overlay and just made you disappear. I can do that with a click of literally one button.
Yeah, you're clear to start the trace. Yeah, I've gone long enough. Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Hi, everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown, lurking around the internet.
Was Sita done?
I'm
I don't
Carter.
You
He's a
did.
mage.
I thought you started talking. I thought he was done talking. So
You know I don't care.
I'm Carter. He's an arcane warrior. He's a human. He's most in need of
A bear pirate.
Let's say a pirate daddy.
a good. I think he's already got that. A good easel. I think he's branched into painting. A little paint therapy.
I like that. Get a little studio space at the winery.
I'm gonna use the unnamed bar for that. You just gave me an idea. I'm
I
gonna use
gave
the
you-
unnamed bar
you're
for
welcome.
that. Yeah,
You're
it's his art
welcome.
studio now.
Free of charge. Hi everyone. Now I'll start. My name is Val. You can find the Kraken's Crown lurking around the internet. I'm here Thursdays through Monday. I'm here days, playing and running games. You can find me, or at least see if you want to watch other games I am in and that I run. This Saturday, I run another game on this channel called Hearts of Stone. We play Blades in the Dark, and we had to take last week off, but we will be back this coming Saturday for more crime time. So come and join us for that. Otherwise, I'm over on LB Hackham's channel on Sunday nights, playing now the Alien TTRPG, which has been very fun. And I don't remember if we're back to this week or not, if we're taking more weeks off. The schedule is really messy this time of year. Everybody's traveling. So that is it, I guess. Are y'all ready to get started? Okay. Well, previously on Red Jenny, the crew, the friends of Red Jenny, as it were, had just returned from a months-long excursion, finishing a job delivering explosives to the Grey Wardens at the war front of the ongoing and perpetual conflict between the Grey Wardens and the Darkspawn. You succeeded in your mission. You were paid. You returned home, and we got lots of lovely scenes with all of our characters reconnecting with people they had left behind. The things that had changed in most of them, or in mostly Garas. Mostly Garas has had some pretty big changes in the last couple of months. And yeah, I think Carter too. I guess Carter's is more internal. Both of you very much changed by the whole experience of this journey. But we got some lovely vignettes along the way. Mostly, I believe, most of the session was dedicated towards visiting Amara in prison and the drama that came from finding out the truth behind Amara's betrayal. Venehn had been led to believe that Amara had taken some letters that were meant for Venehn's boyfriend. I don't know if y'all had labels. And you learned at least that Amara had been essentially been using her space there to try to get like her privilege of handling this correspondence to get in close with Lady Richelieu, and had taken some morally dubious methods to do so. Not really understand the full implications that would have on Venehn, but causing some damage nonetheless to their relationship. You decided to at least help Amara learning a bit more about her backstory and the terrible things that she's been through, and freed her from the Valrio prison, bringing her back to the Red Jenny. I'm thinking of other things that happened on the way. Venehn is now a wanted fugitive, and has wanted posters, or was a wanted fugitive. We're about to do a little bit of a time jump, so maybe not so much anymore. Thinking about what else. Garas, you got to visit Lucia, where you got to find out that she also had joined the Grey Wardens, and was now your superior officer with the organization, which was a fun little twist of fate. But your relationship there seemed to be pretty good. Seems like she actually kind of missed you. Surprise. And Carter,
I went to go see Asaya and we talked about the red lyrium.
You did. That's what it was. I didn't write a recap for this. I'm mostly free-forming it. Yeah, you went and spoke with Asaya, discussed her findings about the red lyrium. She told you that she had conducted a pretty thorough investigation while you were away, and found out that many of the Templars had this red lyrium substance that was placed in their Templar talismans or pendants, and she had essentially deduced that through some research and investigation that the red lyrium has the capability of accelerating the blight, the taint, when people are infected with the blight, and it seemed that this plot was one of the ripple effects from Teresa Pirot's actions as the Grand Enchanter of the Circle here in Valrio, and was setting things up essentially for the Darkspawn to come in and fully ravage the city of Valrio. With all of that being said, I think that mostly encompasses the events of last time. Yeah. So, the main thing right now is picking up 6 years later from where we left off last session. And we have no real structure here. I don't have any real... Wait, 2 years, not 6 years. Somebody said 6 earlier. And sorry, 10
I thought it was
years
6
later.
in total, like throughout
Right.
the entire campaign.
2 years later.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, surprise, surprise. 6 years later. No, 2 years later from the events of last time. You are correct. I was wrong. 2 years later from the start of the from where we left off last time. A lot has changed and a lot has stayed the same during the course of this. I think we talked a little bit about the events and kind of like the geopolitical landscape, the effects of the war and everything that was going on, but just to kind of recap what happens during this time. The blight, the fourth blight continues. It has receded from the Anderfels to the northwest region of Thetis, no longer as much of a hotspot as it was previously. However, the region of Antiva and the eastern sections of Thetis still see heavy presence of Darkspawn. The Wardens, as a result, have stepped in and fortified some key locations. Number one being the fortress that you have visited now at this point, especially Garas and Carter at the end of the last session in Cumberland at Chateau Hein has been completely taken over by the Wardens and now stands as their essentially key stronghold in this in staging their attacks and defending against the Blight. All trade to Antiva and most people have evacuated the areas. Antiva is largely overrun. There are some settlements that have managed to hold out within this kingdom, however, without a central political figure and no real clear leadership, with the assassination of the royal family still pretty fresh in Antiva's mind. They have not done well. In Valrayo, however, things have largely stayed the same. You're far enough from the Blight to where it is not an immediate threat. However, the tension and the ripple effects are still felt over the next 2 years. A lot of with prices skyrocketing from trade routes being cut off, to many refugees from surrounding kingdoms having fled to the safety of Orlais and especially the walls of Valrayo. Crime is rampant within the city, as it usually is during a blight. And this has only been contributed to by the rising prices of pretty much everything within Valrayo. Thinking about anyone specific, yeah, I think pretty much everyone you know is staying there. Your warden friends occasionally are coming through. Most of them are posted. Garahel takes up his post along with Isaiah, or Isaiah retains command of Chateau Hein. However, Garahel, as field commander, is dispatched many places to fight against the Darkspawn, and continues to climb in fame and prestige amongst their ranks and amongst the common people, serving as an inspiration to many disenfranchised and downtrodden peoples of Thetis, being a elven, a city elf orphan raised in the alienage that has grown to such acclaim. Of course, the four of you know much about that and have probably gotten into quite a few predicaments yourselves in continuing to propagate the legend of Red Jenny. So that's really what I want to get into. And I think the more important part here in our session, the first part of our session here today, is I want to know what you've all individually done, of course, and what you got up to. But even more important than that, I think, is because this is the tale of Red Jenny, I'd like to know what you've done to push that forward. We talked a little bit last week about somebody creating a crime network or a contact network within the city. I think Venehn was talking about doing that. But I'd like to give you all a chance to talk about it. So, and y'all can talk amongst yourselves and figure out, because I know a lot of us we haven't talked about off screen. So, the floor is yours.
I mean, Venehn spends the first good bit of it pretty deep underground. Essentially expanding and sort of creating like a little thieves guild situation.
My question for Venehn, because I'm probably gonna have some questions that kind of flesh this out too. Do you work to clear your name, to lay low till you're able to go out and in public again, or do you lean into it?
I think Venehn sort of leans into it, and starts to create this like persona, essentially.
Should we get you a wolf
A little
mask?
like Dread Pirate Roberts situation.
But you are still bad because that is your wanted name. So but you're fine with people thinking you're a criminal and
Yeah.
leading to that. Okay, cool. Again, there are pros and cons to that, so that'll definitely affect some things here forward. Okay. Anything else for that? Is there a name for your,
No, there's not.
or are you just leading into the Friends of Red Jenny?
I mean, I think just kind of lets it be the Friends of Red Jenny if everybody else is okay with that. Steal from the rich,
Oh no,
give
yeah.
their shit away,
Because
kind of thing.
what y'all talked about last time is almost like leaning into this idea that of like feigning ignorance of like we have a wine that's available to the common people and they're using this name
They latched onto
Mhm.
it.
they're using this name because it's a wine that people of any social class could really drink, and by calling themselves the Friends of Red Jenny, it sort of leans into them being of this kind of more common social echelon and common brotherhood.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's
think-
it's a very like Robin Hood sort of steal from the rich, give to the needy kind of thing. And just so happens every once in a while when there's a really big score, we'd have a cool, fun event at the winery. Totally unrelated.
Totally unrelated. And I think also would be cool is that to kind of like spread the name of Red Jenny is when we have those big events is kind of like when we like look around for people that would need our help. Like we wouldn't, and the thing is, I think it like at first it started off where we would have been like, oh hey, there's something bothering you, what's going on, that kind of thing. But then eventually, because like our reputation built up of that we were doing this, people would come to us directly saying, hey, I heard you guys do this, and this, and get back at rich assholes. Can you help me out in this kind of thing?
I like
Like,
that.
and it got to the point where we would like do like these heists for good. Like we are helping out these people get something that was taken from them by like someone incredibly rich and just an
I
asshole.
think we
about it.
probably put a lot of it off on like, oh yeah, I know a guy. But
Yeah.
we're the guy
Yeah.
that we know.
I like it.
So Carter has been kind of Batmaning it around the city. I don't want to comicalize the superhero-ness of it. So I'm not going to lean into like superhero tropes or anything, but I think he has definitely got an alternate set of not as good, not like masterwork armor or anything like that, but just like a simple set of mail and a basic mage's staff, and has kind of strong-armed Ty into being his Robin, so that they can go around the city and directly help people who are in peril, who are being mugged. But while I'm taking out the criminals, Ty can, I assume Ty has some blood magic spells that might be able to extract information, and then I have the spirit spell memory to make them forget things, So just trying to grow, not just help people directly in need, but also grow our information without people knowing that we know the stuff.
I mean, we know he can
Yeah.
influence
then-
people
and
because
then-
isn't he the one that like puppeted Lucia the first time we met her?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something she has not forgotten.
I don't
And then-
imagine they ever talk to each other.
They very much like Ty very much keeps his distance from Lucia whenever she's in the room.
Smart man. And for what it's worth too, I think Carter is also because he's also, he's still an apostate in the city, and even though we have this Red Jenny winery, like there's nothing to protect him from being taken back to the circle. So I think he's kind of also leaning into the Sebastian Valentin Pascal Descartier cover, his cousin, during like the daylight hours, and maybe not wearing his armor, carrying, being a mage, carrying a staff, but just kind of leaning into that Bruce Wayne kind of personality.
Okay, so you're fully trying to kind of separate your lives at this point of like having your alter ego, like building up some amount of like reputation or rapport as like an upstanding member of society, while you are also now cultivating this vigilante person.
I mean, Carter's been a wanted criminal since before the game started. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And something that like, hey, you've mostly just avoided circumstances that were like either hiding yourself and like hadn't really committed to do anything with that. So you're
But now
fully
that the
segmenting yourself.
Red Jenny winery is getting more acclaim, it's more necessary. Like he's going to be in the public face in some regards, so he needs to be
Yes.
Sebastian and not Andros.
That definitely makes sense. So Sebastian is your cousin, you said, right?
Yeah, and he was already a mage, and he got lost. He's a POW somewhere, not POW, an MIA somewhere during the war with the
with Tevinter.
Tevinter. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. So you're and Carter's family was from, just so I'm remembering, was it from the Anderfells or
No,
Where
we're full
Orlesian?
Orlesian, yeah. I remember at the beginning of the campaign, here's a little behind the scenes for anybody who's been watching the whole time and wondering what the hell he was talking about being part of the Western Front. I forgot how Thetis is structured. So his family would have been as close to the Tevinter border, even though there's like a whole country in between.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, Orlais is a very powerful empire, very powerful nation. Like, I think because between Orlais and Tevinter is Navarre. I think I'm just pulling it off the top of my head. Let me go back to our map.
Navarra.
Oh, is it yeah, Navarra. That's right.
Mhm.
So
It's
yeah,
Orlais, Navarra, Tevinter, and then the Free Marches on the
yeah.
other side.
So, and I think
Atlantica.
Navarra is mostly kind of a neutral faction between the two, but has been a lot like mostly allies with Orlais. I'm trying to remember this. I need to go back to my history. It's been a while since I've read through my history of the Exalted Age, but I believe at some point Navarro essentially was an independent nation, but at some point was sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Annexed by Orlais. So yeah, that would definitely make sense. And so does Carter have like Navarran heritage, or you mostly like Orlais? You're fully like expatriates that like took up residence like in Navarra at some point.
I never really thought about that. It might be a little mixed. I think the family line is traditionally Orlesian, but like maybe Carter's mom or his grandmother or something like that may have been Navarran as well.
Okay.
There might be some intermarital stuff, but the family line has come from Orlais.
So you are fully leaning into like your noble heritage at this point,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. That I'm making some notes. Okay. Awesome. And what was the name of your vigilante? Did you have like a name for your
Oh,
vigilante
yeah.
persona?
Yeah, I
The
do.
worm, right?
The wyvern.
The
The
wyvern.
wyvern.
Yeah. And I don't know, I keep going back and forth because I have been seen wearing the dragon scale armor before. But if I'm going to do like the kind of the Bruce Wayne billionaire noble mage persona, maybe I just hope that people forgot that and wear the dragon scale armor as the wyvern, as the
Okay.
wyvern. I think I
Okay.
might do that.
Okay. All right. That's gonna get interesting, but I want to see how this goes. Okay. Let's see.
I just read Sid's shirt. I love Cuban food.
Oh. It says, I ate too much Cuban food while contemplating life.
All right. Who's with that? Who's got something else next?
I got
So
something.
we can do individual stuff, and then if y'all want to talk about any jobs you get up to, any like fun shenanigans you did too, we'll do that maybe after we've done all the individual things. But yes, Garas.
So Garas, because he said he would be Arlo's second, for his dueling and everything. But since Arlo can't go out and be himself right now, so that he could really like get that relationship going. What he's been doing though, whenever he isn't doing Grey Warden stuff, he is pretty much been hanging out with Arlo a lot, but not being like his second, but just learning how to be a bard along with him. Like he's been learning how to be a bard from Arlo, like how to strike conversations, because it's something he's always been very good at, was like persuading people and everything. But he wanted to learn from Arlo because it kind of like also helps him develop like a good relationship with him, because hey, his life is now in his hands and his honor is now in his hands. So he definitely starts spending a lot more time with Arlo to like form a good relationship with him.
Okay.
And he, like I said, he does this when he's not like doing Grey Wars. And by Grey Wars, he goes back to the camp he would go back to the camp like every weekend, and he would train there with anyone. He would do like training there.
You're in the Grey Ward National Guard. 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year.
That's what he does. Like he will do like 1 or 2 weekends with the Grey Wardens, going to the camp, doing stuff there. If he has to go out and do Grey Warden stuff in another area, he'll do it, but he always eventually comes back. And when he's not doing that, he's working with Arlo, or he is helping around the winery. But it's definitely, though, a lot of this time he's been really spending a lot of time with Arlo.
Okay. So spending time with Arlo's obviously a very accomplished and well-known bard, doing that kind of stuff too. What is like Garas? You have your warden stuff, and you have that commitment there to the wardens. And it sounds like you're spending most of your time maybe within your like more like civilian life.
Yeah.
So what is Garas like? What's the best way to say this? What is Garas like doing is Garas doing anything to like put himself forward?
Yes, he is. He's 100% trying to, because Arlo is such an accomplished bard, he's trying to get himself out there as also a bard that people can go to, like, hey,
as a bard. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's pretty much what he's been doing as is part of his build up into like trying to get Red Jenny out there, and also kind of a build up of information network. By establishing himself as a bard, he'll get other jobs that Arlo would have done as a bard, and where he can sit among rooms, listen to people talk. And when that happens, if there's like certain people he'll like that he sees would either need help from Red Jenny, or people who should be targets of Red Jenny, is pretty much what he's doing, trying to establish himself as a bard so he can get into those rooms and see basically who needs help from Jenny and who needs to be a target of Red Jenny.
Interesting.
May I ask, are you like coordinating with Carter at all with that information?
Oh, I think because of Carter's vigilante stuff, he's 100% coordinating him with that. Like, if there is like certain things, like I would say not like hey, there is like this, like, can you scare these people that are trying to do stuff here because it's hurting the small businesses around here, or they're doing some pretty dastardly things around here. I need you to, put the fear of the maker in them, or something like that. I think is what he, when he communicates with Carter about it, is what he does with that.
Okay. I need follow-up questions, but I'm trying to think what to ask. So you're helping Carter with some of his vigilante stuff, right?
Yeah, just pretty much passing the information that I gather.
But not like actively. You don't have
Oh,
a
no,
persona.
no,
You're
no,
not
I
taking on
don't.
like the
No.
Silver Fox.
Oh,
persona, that kind of
no. I think when it comes to the Silver Fox persona, Garas doesn't feel ready to take it right now. So he hasn't approached his dad to take over. So, but he's honestly been working alongside his dad too, more so because now that he's doing this, stepping it up as being Arlo's second, he's also been learning social etiquette more so from his dad also. It's like, so he's pretty much doing a lot of like, this has been his social training arc is what he's been doing.
Yeah. Okay. You got me stumped a little bit here in what I should do. But yeah, I'm gonna have to think this one through a little bit.
Garrus, do you think Wally, do you think Garrus would mind if Carter trained from your dad a little?
Oh, totally. He actually, I think Garas would have suggested it. He would have if Carter told Garas of this idea, he would say, "Go talk to my dad and explain to him the situation. He'll help you out." He's kind of a dick, but
We did touch on that. There were a lot of Silver
Yeah.
Fox jokes. So
just don't go fucking my dad or something.
There are no promises.
So hoping you're gonna say that. Okay. I'm gonna think on you for a bit. I might have some more questions for Garas, but before we get to that, Yasmera, what you got?
I think Yaz sort of takes over the at least outward role of running the winery. I feel like she's the most sort of ingratiated in actually running the winery, so it makes sense. Sort of expanding the repertoire, getting all those ciders and fruit wines in there, spreading the business. But also probably helping out at least in a information gathering capacity with the underground, gathering information and recruiting at the university. Still going to university, super, super, super senior, I think at this point. Just might as well become a professor, just full-time academia. But it's a good cover. And yeah.
If you go professor, they'll delay your student loans.
That's true. That's very true. Maybe adjunct at this point. Yeah. But I think is also super cognizant of the fact that her mother's shaky word is pretty much the only thing keeping her from being swooped up by as a Talvasheth and being thrown in a re-education camp. So yeah, I think in her own way is also sort of laying low and trying to look like an upstanding citizen.
Okay. So Yaz doesn't really do anything to majorly put herself out there. Still trying to
No,
maintain
except
the-
when it comes to the business, I think has
Okay.
become the other than Reggie, sort of become a mainstay at the winery itself and expanding business and maybe taking a couple business trips,
Hmm.
sort of expand outside of Valrio.
Okay. Got me stumped too. Does Yaz do so you're talking about like with your mother specifically in the Ben Hassaroth, do you do any jobs for them if they approach, or do you try to put those off and like avoid?
Last thing
taking
her
jobs?
mom said, the last job she had to do was the whole thing with her dad, and was told she would have to wait on that. So pretty sure she's just on hypervigilance alert for
Okay.
any of the Ben Hassaroth and is just like,
If Yaz was approached though and was like, hey, we want you to get some information on this person at any point during these 2 years, and was like, hey, check out this person, follow for a bit, give us a bit of their schedule, see what you can find, would Yaz take those jobs willingly, or would she try to avoid taking those jobs?
I think she's avoiding the Ben Hassaroth at all costs.
Gotcha.
I would probably just pull I'm on duty from my mom, go talk to her.
Okay. Some of them probably would.
Do you know who my mother is?
Some of them
God.
probably
Who's
would
Ben?
have come from maybe not directly from your mom, but like Null or something approaching you, like and being like, your mother wants you to do this for her.
Pretty sure Null is gonna get punched if he comes anywhere near her. So if he comes back like the third time with a couple of black eyes, then she'll say, tell her to get her ass here and tell me yourself.
Okay. So not fully coming into the fold then.
She
okay.
done.
Okay.
She done. Until mom comes knocking about the whole dad business, she done.
All right. So you doing that, Garas? All right. So the reason I'm asking some of these questions, I have some developments I'm giving to each of you during this 2-year part, specific in forms of some alternate rewards that we haven't really gotten into. Carter's and Venenn's are pretty easy, so I'm going to give you yours, and then we may need to tease out some of the stuff so I can figure out exactly how to reward Garas and Yasmera. Carter, I'm going to ask you a question before I give you yours, and this will influence. Out of your Batman persona, which do you
Wyvern.
dedicate? Yeah, your Wyvern persona. How, if you were to proportion out how much effort and energy you are spending into cultivating your noble persona versus your vigilante persona, which one do you think you're favoring?
So here's the thing. I keep thinking about this and how it would work out. And maybe it's because I've had decades of both fantasy and comic book knowledge jammed into my brain. But the way I see it breaking down is Carter sleeps a lot of the day. And then he comes out in the evening as Sebastian, schmoozes around town a little bit so that presence is known. So he has that a little bit of nightlife. And then sometime around midnight, 2 a.m., somewhere in there, then he switches over to being the Wyvern until like dawnish, when it's harder to hide, and then he goes back to the winery and sleeps.
Okay.
So yeah, probably more Wyvern, but the Sebastian, like maximizing the amount of presence as Sebastian during those kind of partying hours. Working on his jokes, kind of ingratiating himself with his wry, straight-faced humor.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do, because you're in a very unique case here that you're also like limiting these rewards and dividing it between two personas that you won't be able to do at the same time. So I'm going to give you kind of a mixed bag here. So I'm going to be giving Carter, because you're putting this work in over this time and developing Sebastian and like becoming a member of society again, I am going to give you the title of Lord. So Sebastian you do reclaim your title as Lord when you are Sebastian. Carter obviously does not. I am not going to give you the monthly income or the troops for that, like the guard for that, because I don't think it's solidified enough as like this is sort of
there's probably like paperwork that isn't done.
Yeah,
right?
this is a cardboard. It's a facade. It's a cardboard cutout of a noble that you have propped up.
My God, can we put a cardboard cutout of Sebastian in the winery?
Yes, you can. So you do have the title, and there are some perks with that just in narrative that will come up because you are a lord and you can present yourself. But like I would say the paperwork and or not, maybe not the paperwork isn't there, but the clout is there enough that you walk into a room as Sebastian Philippe Descartes, or is it Sebastian Philippe, or is it?
No, it's Sebastian Valentin Pascal Descartes.
Sebastian Valentin Pascal.
Because I gotta make you memorize 8 names for my character. No, wait, 9, because the Wyvern. You gotta memorize 9 names.
Sebastian Descartes.
10 Carter.
But when you walk into a room as Sebastian, you are treated and given the respect of a minor lord. This is a first tier title. So normally a first tier title would come with a monthly income of 400 to 800 silver pieces, the ability to retain up to from 25 to 50 troops, and a +1 influence bonus. The only thing you're getting from this is the +1 influence bonus when you are purporting yourself as Sebastian. What I'm also giving you as the Wyvern, again, this is only the Wyvern, is you have a reputation with this as Arm of Justice is the reputation that you're getting. This has a mechanical benefit, but again, it's only going to apply to when you're being the Wyvern. This character is known to risk life and limb to mete out justice, no matter how mighty are. That is a typo. Justice, no matter how mighty are the unjust arrayed against them. Nope, that works. No matter how mighty are the unjust arrayed against them. It's just a weird sentence. Criminals, or even those guilty conscience who are pitted against such a character, suffer a -3 penalty to morale and courage tests made in opposition to the character's appraisal of their moral mettle, and in opposition to their retribution. So you essentially, characters that those that you are targeting with your vigilante persona fear you. This is your Batman ability. They're scared of you.
Swear to
me.
Yeah. So everybody's going around like it's full on Gotham. It's like, we got to get in. It's like the Wyvern's out tonight. You got a better chance of winning the lottery than running into him. But criminals cowering on the city streets.
Heck yeah.
So I'm giving you that. That is on page 317 of the book, if you want to get the exact text of it. But I can also post it later if you want me to. But I'll do Venehn's here too. And Venehn, I'm also having kind of a conflict with you. You're not going to be getting a mixed bag of the two, but I do want to know, this is your choice in kind of what you're getting out of this. You have this criminal network and you also have your own reputation. Is most of your effort going into like creating this larger than life reputation for yourself?
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm not going to give you a title because I don't think you're necessarily commanding people or commanding that like respect.
It's fine.
It's more of like a loose network, which kind of fits the Red Jenny lore.
I think Venehn has many fun nicknames.
But you are getting
most of which he's given himself, but he won't admit that.
I'm giving you the reputation, and you can change it if you don't like the exact title. The title doesn't actually matter, but the wording of it doesn't matter. But the reputation I'm giving you is Scourge of Nobility. I also thought about Scourge of the Rich, but I like Nobility. But it depends on what you want.
Luckily, there's a place on the sheet for honorifics, titles, and memberships.
There you go. So I'll read this. So this one is technically, it's like Scourge of Enemy, and then you fill in the enemy word with whatever that might be. So the character is known to have slain prodigious qualities, and I'm not kidding. I don't matter you have killed a ton of nobility, but you at least are fucking them over enough.
Maybe
You might have killed a couple, but
I've killed a few people in my time.
enemies of that sort suffer a -3 penalty to morale and courage test, kind of similar to the other one, made in opposition to the character's manifest might. The character may also, at the GM's option, receive a bonus up to +2 when persuading, intimidating, or bargaining with those in the class of enemies that we described. So when you're
Okay.
when you're fucking with nobility, if I feel like the situation is appropriate, I may give you up to a +2 bonus for that. But yeah.
Can I have the text of that at some time?
Yeah, it's on page 318. But I can.
Oh,
I can
I'll
also,
just get it off the page then. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm out of practice taking notes like I'm in class.
So this thus leaves me at my conflict with Garas and Yasmera.
Oh,
So,
can I say the nickname that I want to stick? Because I think it'd be really scary for a bunch of rich humans.
Sure.
Venehn has got everybody that like likes him and will like spread shit around, calling him the left hand of Fenharel.
Ooh, yeah.
Which sounds really scary to a bunch of rich humans, I think.
I do like that.
Because the left
also
hand
has-
moniker like means something, especially to people who are in the Chantry.
Yeah.
And Fenharel's the scariest of all the gods they can be racist against.
I like the idea of that too, because it's also incredibly like heretical for you to.
Oh, no, you should not be saying that at all.
Yeah, and it's so funny that like, I mean, essentially you're not, but most of nobility are going to be like they will be have some sort of connection to the Chantry, and they're going to be, you know, going to church and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's funny because it also has a very sacrilegious.
It's extremely
undertone.
sacrilegious, which
Yeah.
Venehn is most of the time.
Yeah. So
He'll be
it's
respectful
lovely.
when he needs to be. I mean, he's got the Valislan of a entirely different elven god tattooed on his face.
Yeah.
Do those people know that? No.
No.
They don't know
Sinner, I-
shit.
Venehn says, "Sinner, I barely even know her."
I do like the idea of you interacting with another like Dalish elf and them and
Like, what
getting
is
your title,
going
and they
on?
look at you and they go, "I'm confused."
I don't think Venehn ever would like call himself that in the presence of other Dalish. I think mostly it's just like trying to get other people to spread it around because it sounds very scary.
But it's also funny because like y'all can speak in Elven and Dalish and be like, these fuckers don't know anything. So it's like,
What
just
are they?
yeah.
Can you believe they believed that? They really don't
Yeah.
know shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you give me the page number in the book one more time?
318.
318. Thank you.
Yeah.
That
All right.
is all I wanted to get in there.
Lovely. So here are my options for Garas and Yasmera, because essentially this is where and y'all can kind of push your own development one way narratively that might click better into one of these if you'd like. But the three options I was going to be giving to you all, depending on what you chose, was either a reputation, a title, or a minion, another follower. So the minion would function. Y'all haven't really utilized your minions back at the Red Jenny that often for their things, but they do get stats and they can roll for things and give bonuses on things too.
In our defense, we got them and then left
and then
for
left
several
for 3
months.
Yes, yeah. And so y'all haven't really had the opportunity to, but minions do give you the benefit of you've got a follower around with you. They're not going to have hit points, except for some of them. They're not really going to have hit points and fight alongside you in battle and stuff as much, but they can help you. So yeah, I don't know what might fit for y'all. If you think you get a reputation, that's means you're kind of pushing your notoriety or infamy a bit more, or building up, in Carter's case, positive reputation?
I think for Garas, is that yes, he wants like the reputation as a bard to go forward, but deep down in his heart, he really loves fighting. So I think
Yeah.
it's that whenever he's training, he's putting himself out there as a bard and everything, but like that's what he's doing like to help with Red Jenny and everything. But his like deep down, he really loves fighting. And I think that he would go out of his way to kind of make himself known amongst the Grey Wardens, and then use that that notoriety that he has, or the fame that he has of being a Grey Warden, and then apply it back to being a bard, because it's like, oh, you're the bard who you're the Grey Warden who did all this, and you're also a bard. Oh yeah, you're a war hero. Come on in, sit with us.
Yeah. So, and that connects with what I was initially thinking for Garrus. And if you had leaned into kind of the duelist stuff and the fighting there, I was thinking that the reputation of Master of Blades would fit for Garrus.
Yeah, that probably would 100%. Yeah.
So if you're cool with kind of like massaging what we had already talked about to say, and I think that actually fits that, like, by the Grey Wardens, we've already established that amongst the Grey Wardens, you would establish yourself as like a very competent fighter, and you just take that to the next level. Okay, so yeah, let's go with the reputation Master of Blades. That's also on page 318. Again, most of these bonuses are like social bonuses. This character is known to be a swordsman without peer. They receive a +1 bonus in positive or negative social interactions with those who respect such mastery. So somebody who would respect like competent swordplay and like expect like a competent fighter such as yourself, persuading them, you get a bonus there. Or if you're like intimidating them or threatening them, you know, they're going to be extra fearful of you there.
Got it.
And then their enemies in combat will suffer a -1 penalty to courage and morale tests when you are appropriately armed. So if you're on the battlefield and you've got your sword and you are showing them what's what, they're gonna suffer in their ability to stand up against you.
Awesome.
Cool. So it just leaves Yasmera. I don't know what you're kind of thinking there. I was struggling for a reputation for Yasmera because Yasmera seems to try so hard to avoid getting a reputation. So, and then titles, I'm willing to kind of like customize or create a title that might fit too, if you like wanted to go the route of like growing as a scholar within or
Is there a title that's like on the dean's list?
there
Perfect
are
attendance
not.
club.
Look at me.
No,
Look at me.
not
I'm the dean now.
Just
Just
Yasmera,
becomes
like
the dean.
it's just
So-
like Yasmera just being in all the debate club pictures.
So like there's a title for like the closest would be like the circle titles that there are that we could kind of reskin a little bit. It's like circle instructor, senior enchanter, first enchanter, that kind of stuff. Like we could do that if you think Yasmera is really like is interested in pursuing a career in academia. If you're not really, if that is truly a cover and you want to go somewhere else with it, we could get into something more in the criminal element for a title. Or if you want to get a minion, somebody for Yasmera to boss around,
He has 2 already.
I mean, that's really
They're called Venehn and Garas.
Yeah.
Can they also be minions? Oh, completely OP minions. No. Yeah, I don't think, the scholarly stuff, it's always been a cover. It was a cover to keep her protected when her parents left. It's been a cover this whole time when she was working for her mom. I don't really think it's something she's truly pursuing. Is there a way mechanically to do something like around the business? Like I'd be even down for that.
Like a title, especially like as somebody who is more of like, I mean, you essentially maybe be establishing yourself as like
the face of the actual winery itself.
So I'll say for that, yes, I'm totally down with that. I can't think it really, like, the name for the title. Basically for titles, like, they all function the same way. The only difference is the name. And then certain titles can go up 3 tiers and some can only go up 2 tiers. This would probably be a 2-tier title, which is fun to say. If you want something there, I just don't know, like, what
Or
Does
even a
Orlais have-
reputation in the business realm.
I was gonna say, is there one that like could be construed as like a guild membership, like a
Right.
guild master type thing?
Yeah, like that. They are pretty much like that. They
Like a merchants guild or something
yeah,
like
like
that?
they are pretty much
Sure.
achieve a status of like just high business, where that
They're-
they can just like talk to people easier to get business stuff done.
So there's one that's Antivan Merchant. The first tier is like Merchant Prince or Merchant Queen, and the second tier is Wealthy Merchant Prince or Merchant Queen. So
How you get to be a merchant prince without getting wealthy?
Yeah, really.
Book, hold on.
The description is just you make a lot more money. Essentially, I don't know.
Yeah,
or
there
we
are
could
no
give you the
numbers in there
title
at
of
all.
he give you the
So-
title of Merchant Queen, and you could.
I mean, that's
Uh,
really cool.
That is
That's
really cool.
pretty dope.
That is really dope. Like Merchant Queen Yasmera is kind of a dope title. That's
Could
very
we-
boss bitch title.
Could we like homebrew it to be some adjustment to how much we pay our employees and or like how much we get from jobs? I don't know how many more like paid jobs we're going to do in the future, but
Well,
I don't want to cut our people out, but maybe
Yeah.
like we're getting more from the business this way.
and so they get more.
and they get more and we get a little more.
Trickle
Something
down.
like
It
that.
obviously works.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the title resources
Bite your
work
fucking tongue.
is the way the title resources work is you essentially get either between 400 and 800 silver a month at the first level title. So I think 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It would mostly be the same. It's just, yes, you've got more passive income now. That wouldn't necessarily have to go towards your people, but you could put it towards your people. It's up to you. So say if you rather not have the monthly income and reduce the percentage that you're paying you're not actually reducing the percentage, you're still paying your people. It's just not, you've got enough passive income that you're not as much as coming out of your jobs. Or I give you the amount of money for 2 years up front. So
That works.
because I can give you 24
Cash up front. Let's go.
And the first thing she does with her wealth is blow up the hill.
That hill's gone. It's fucking gone.
The way I was gonna do it is just
We're building up better housing
Like,
for the employees. That hill is fucking
It's
gone.
legit like we all wake up one morning, just an explosion. We just see Yasmera standing outside with a cup of tea, just sips it while wearing a hard hat.
so
Wanted
I'm not
to do
gonna
that
give
for
you
so long.
I was
I'm
going
not
to
gonna give you
start
the
painting on that hill.
I'm not gonna give you the full 24 months because it takes some time to like get to that point, but seeing like it grow and then some like averages between it. So 24 months, I'm gonna average it at 600. So it would be 14,000. I'm gonna give you 10,000.
Okay.
10,000 silver for the
Dang,
rest of
Yasmera.
it.
You see me rolling, the hating.
You also, and because this ties to the winery, it also means that your winery is now staffed with up to 50 people.
Where were we at before? Because
Probably,
I know we had like a
probably-
major
Three.
staff, but then I
Three.
wasn't really sure how many.
You
No, we had
probably
like
had-
a lot of workers. People
you
that
had
like, pick
workers.
grapes and
Yeah.
I would say before you had like less than 15.
Yeah, we had no one. So now we have like this fully staffed out winery.
Nice.
Yeah, you've got these are not because they're the title resources are described as like troops. Some of them are probably bodyguards for the winery. Like your winery is well defended because of it. Like not all 50 people that work there are like tilling. the
We got
fields.
bouncers.
Yeah, you've got bouncers,
Oh,
you've got security, you've
can-
got some private like You've got like maybe a private mercenary company.
Can
that
some of
does
the
security.
bouncers can some of the bouncers actually just be my fellow Grey Wardens who are not like on duty at the time?
who need some like off-duty gigs?
Yeah.
Spending money, baby.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't
Terry-
have being a Grey Warden pays very well.
No, not Terry. Terry is legend.
No,
now.
he's like
Terry's
hero.
legendary. He's a
Yeah.
fucking war hero.
He's a war hero.
We
we're
also-
lucky if we can get him to come in and like drink occasionally.
We
you know what
also
I mean?
have
like,
a cardboard cutout of Terry.
You know,
yes, Terry like this. Like, this is my favorite wine.
Yeah, Terry is gone. In Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise's character, who's
Yeah.
like a soldier, but all he does is like PR and go around and like convince people to
Yes.
recruit. That's Terry. He's a war hero that has done nothing since then but run around and
So
recruit.
is he doing what Garahel was doing at the Winter Palace?
Kind of, yeah. Garahel has now gotten to the point where he's too busy to do recruiting. So essentially, he has slid into that role at this point. Now the legend of
Incredible.
Terry has spread far and wide.
Incredible.
Yeah,
That is so great.
BioWare, I hope you're listening.
yeah. You really need to break Terry into your.
Look, that new game is coming out. You better do something.
If there isn't one little lore book or something that doesn't describe the Fourth Blight and the legendary, if I swear if that happens, if I found that, I will lose my shit. One, I'm gonna come at you for royalties. But two, I would absolutely love that if some BioWare developer watched our stupid stream here and did that. Oh boy.
So I get monies. That's my thing. I get monies.
So you also get a +1 social bonus when interacting with people who would respect your title.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of that probably like nobility, other merchants, people who like alcohol.
So pretty much everyone.
It's
Okay,
pretty
cool.
much everyone. Yeah. So yeah, you get a +1 bonus for tier 1. And then at some point, if you kind of continue to push that, I can give you another reward and bump you up to tier 2 on that too. Like there isn't like an XP track or anything for it. It's mostly like
I mean,
info,
that's
right.
pretty much what she's going to be doing in this downtime. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
And
keep
then
working on it.
yeah, and then in so tier 2 you get between 1,000 and 2,000 silver pieces a month, and up to 200 troops for the wine.
I really do have to blow up that hill because we need a place to house all these people. So sorry.
Yeah. I actually really love that this is the direction we went because it helps flesh out more of y'all's business and stuff too. So that really
We had to
shows
keep it
some
going.
effort. Love it. Good role play, everyone. High five. So boy, we're already running on halftime here. I want to get into the next job, but I do want to know, like, what's the craziest job y'all pull during these 2 years?
We stole something big. Like not big like fame, but big object. That's where I'm starting it off with.
Van's raising.
What do you
her
got,
hand
Van?
I gather our wonderful friends of Red Jenny and break in and steal every bottle of wine out of the Richelieu estate.
Yes.
So that bitch knows it was me.
Yes.
Nobody but me would do that.
I love that. I also like the idea that you maybe even take it like one up from that
No
steal,
drinks
and steal
allowed.
like a major wine shipment coming into Valreo for like
Mhm.
your competitors.
We hit them on two fronts.
Mhm.
The
So
shipment
if
coming
this
in,
bitch wants to
Distribution.
drink,
and whatever the
she's
fuck was left
drinking
in her house.
our wine.
You know what she doesn't have? She doesn't have wine. She doesn't have water jugs. She doesn't have glasses anymore. She has shit. It's gone.
I just have this image
dies.
of Yasmera.
She-
I have this image of Yasmera
She
and
combines
Venn
guts.
like swiping everything from the house, but then also have this image of like the latest shipment of wine going to the estate, and just Garas and Carter just pretty much like jumping in
blowing
the
it
middle
up.
of just like jumping in the middle of the highway where it's like they just show up in the middle of the road and they just like, hey, we're stealing your shit, so you better get out, kind of thing.
Yeah, I steal all of her stemware,
Mhm.
and we'll do it when she's running out of wine, so she needs the shipment coming, and I'll take every goddamn carafe of wine that's in that house, and I just dump it all over her carpets.
So if we take like the sheets off her bed and make like a sack, like a giant, because she's got to have like a California king
Oh, of
size
course.
bed.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we take that giant sheet off of her bed. We put all of her serving glasses and every, just the empty bottles of wine. She didn't even get to see them, empty bottles,
No,
right?
she doesn't get them anymore.
I can use the telepathy thing. I forget what the name of the spell is called, but I could levitate that bag that
Over
shit
her
full-
house and just
Oh, that's even
Ooh.
better.
Glass
Yeah.
everywhere.
glass, wine.
This is
From
no
like-
longer a
covering her
thievery
beautiful-
mission. This is
Because
full. This is
the
full
only-
vandalism.
Yeah, this is
The
100%
only
vandalism what we're
limit
doing.
on the range on that spell is sight, so I could literally take it up to like
I
the edge of the
want to
clouds. and
fill
drop it.
her pool with broken glass. I
Yep.
want to dump wine all over her carpets.
Yeah.
So you'll steal you'll steal like all the wine.
I
of
want
your
her to
competitor.
regret ever having a drink with me.
Mhm.
And
And I
putting
imagine it's like
poison in it.
only the most expensive to like the stuff that like the common people could never afford. Like that would
Mhm.
only
Mhm.
be stuff that the nobility drank.
Yeah.
Like you heist the shipment and then like replace
Pour it all over her
like,
estate.
Yeah, replace like all the water in her fountains and her pools and stuff with the
with wine.
Mhm.
I turn
Hold on,
water
let's
to
be
wine.
real.
with muddy.
Let's be real. I
glass
do love the vision of this last step of the prank, but that actually just creates more work for her servant staff.
It's all gonna create work for her serving staff.
What if we just
But I don't. Here's the thing. I think probably a lot of her serving staff are fucking in on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
and
yeah,
those that
yeah.
aren't, we can poach
Ooh,
and have
ooh,
them
Well, what
come
if
work
yeah.
for
Yeah,
what
they
if
come
on
work
the
for
flip
me.
side?
Yeah.
What if I posit this on the flip side? You don't put the nice wine in there. You actually take the nice wine, rebottle it as Red Jenny, and sell it to.
I take
common
the
people.
I take the nice wine from her house, and I have, because I feel like this is something Yasmera would be good at. I don't know why, but I have Yasmera help me put like nice bows on all of them, and then I
Sure.
take them to, and then I re-gift them, and I take them to wherever her serving staff lives, and I leave them there as a present.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. So they're maybe doing some more work for the vandalism, but you're like
They're
compensating
in on
them.
it though.
Yeah,
all the
like,
ones I
I
could
think-
get in on it. It's one of those things where like they've got to hate this woman so much. Like
Yeah.
they'll do it. They're gonna have to mop anyway.
I think
Uh,
it's definitely a thing when Ven came up with the plan, they specifically said, I know these people at the
I
estate
know these
will
people.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Would-
that.
Yeah, I
Venehn-
absolutely fuck her
would
shit
Venehn
up.
like me to mess with her nightmares, to mess with her dreams.
Give her like bad dreams for a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just weekly, like
Yeah.
all the time for like a month, and then when she thinks it's over, just like
Just like one
occasionally.
more.
But
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
consistently. Just like
Yeah, not
completely
not
randomly.
Yeah, she
consistently.
never
Consistently.
knows when it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
most horrifying dreams.
Mhm.
It was
I
ever
want
seen.
her dreams to be like fucking like the mops and the brooms in Fantasia, but it's all wine bottles.
wine bottles in Carter's
Or like the
disembodied-
heffalumps from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
They sell
Oh
big
yeah.
Oh my
sentient
god,
bottles of wine.
I am fucking scarred by the
It's
house
like
and
it's like
results.
it's like 5 a.m. and Venon's been up all night thinking about this, and Carter comes back from his like wyvern stuff, and Venon just sits him down and is like, "I need you to do something for me."
Oh, that
And
sounds like a
explains
wonderful way to
this.
relax.
This
Yes.
plan.
Yeah.
I love that. So my vision for bringing all this together, Venom has created this official network for the Friends of Red Jenny, like facilitating communication amongst many of
The red handkerchiefs.
Yes, the red.
I think they
handkerchiefs,
start off maybe as wine stained, right? Like that's because
Yes.
we're a winery, and then as
I
the
did
decades
set that
and
up at
centuries
the
go,
end of the
then-
last session.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
So by the time the modern era of the game comes around, it's actually just,
Just
a red
red
handkerchief.
handkerchiefs, yeah.
that started
They're-
off
they're
as-
wine
Yeah,
stained
and
handkerchiefs.
you see a
Okay.
lot of like going around the city, like a lot of people just have like little red handkerchief like tucked into their back pocket or something.
Oh no,
or-
we're creating the red
uh,
sashes.
Yeah, yeah, you kind of are. Also, kind of the French Revolution, but we'll get to that.
I love, yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
the
here for
fucking
it.
Now I'm
guillotine.
thinking about it. Red Jenny's probably what the allegory is there.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
The 100%.
Yes, it definitely
100% is.
I've never thought about that. So
Do
we just haven't
you
gotten
hear
to
the
the point
people sing?
we just haven't gotten to the point of them beheading all of them.
Oh, Yasmera is definitely building a guillotine in our basement, right? Like,
Yeah, please.
It's for opening casks. Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean
Just
that list
chop
begins
the
to
whole lid
grow. Kind of
Exactly.
I
It's
think
efficient.
it's like
wine
two,
everywhere.
it's twofold. Like Yaz's business prowess, creating like this demand for Red Jenny, where it becomes like a household product for most of the common folk. It's sold in like every backroom tavern, like every like low class tavern. That is probably even more perpetuated by like Arlo singing songs about your group and Garas going along with to like the two of them in their dueling banjos style.
Let's just say we're the tenacious D of we're the tenacious D of Val Royale, all right?
Yeah, you are, and singing and stuff, which is a big shift for like I think it kind of like Arlo leans into the irony of it because Arlo performs for a lot of nobility because that's who can afford to pay a bard of his caliber.
This is passion project.
But goes in and like will perform these songs during the night, and most of the nobility is like, haha, that's so funny, like these annoying Red Jenny people that this annoying like organization.
And then one day later, Richelieu wakes up and all of her fountains are full of wine.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
could that have been like the case? Like that was like the day before we did the heist. Me and Arlo, we went to a party that Richelieu was at, and we did a performance about Red Jenny. And they're like, "Oh, this is funny." And then the next day, she just wakes up with her place just ransacked.
Lovely. I mean, no, that's perfect. And then the twofold effort of like Venehn creating and facilitating this network with their like criminal persona now, and Carter kind of inspiring people as the Wyvern, going around and meeting out vigilante justice on the other side, and it creates this
And Yasmera
hyperbole
just
conceit.
kicking it and being rich.
Yeah. Well, again, Yasmera is doing like
No, she's working very hard.
yeah,
I'm
she is getting the brand out there. Y'all are getting
She's
the
PR.
brand. But
Marketing.
trying to keep
Yaz as PR is the most. If anyone said this character was going to be the head of PR, I would laugh in your face.
I would like to direct you to our marketing department. It's just Yasmera.
But the idea and the mythos around Red Jenny, I think over these 2 years grows to this level where it sort of like gets out of your hand. Like there are all sorts of jobs that are now happening, and all sorts of like you'll hear rumors of things that were stolen and statues that were like painted or like replaced in the middle of the night with something very like grotesque or lewd.
It's got to be a lot of butts.
A lot
There
of
was
lewd
so
stuff. A
many
lot of
butts.
statues that are
So many
made
butts.
identical but just naked, and nobody can figure out how they're doing this. But like completely out of y'all's control. Like things like it has gotten to a point where these jobs, like more jobs are happening and more of these things are happening than y'all are doing. Like 90% of the friends of Red Jenny, like these handkerchiefs being left around, have nothing to do with the four of you, but are tied back to this group that you've created. And a lot of people are leaving bees places. Like jars of bees is like being thrown into people's homes, and
I feel like because
full
we said we were gonna
beehives.
get like beehives, right?
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah.
like Venehn and Garas did that once as a joke
Yep.
to like fuck with somebody, and now it's like everybody's doing it. And, like,
That's
where are they
90%
getting
of
all
it at
these
this
bees?
point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
and
it.
like yeah, nobody can figure out where the bees are coming from, but they're showing up all around town.
What we're really doing is nature is healing.
Mhm.
yeah, I mean
Yes.
the
We're bringing the
flowers
bees
in
back.
Valrio,
Yeah.
the flowers in Valrio, the plant life there has never looked better.
Beautiful.
But yeah, bees all over the fucking place. And yeah, that is where Red Jenny is currently as we come into the continuation of our story. But before we get into that, we're gonna go ahead and take our break. So thank you everyone for watching. We will go into our break now, and then I think we're gonna be jumping right back into our next chapter, next arc in the story, and see where that goes. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes to continue our session, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Welcome back, internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We're gonna go ahead and jump right back into things. So, gotten through our time skip, gotten through all the drama, all the intrigue, and creating your kind of what y'all got up to during your summer vacation. And we're gonna jump back into a little bit of role play.
A couple of us had a 30th birthday in there.
I know, yeah.
Venehn did. Venehn had
Yep.
a 30th birthday.
Garas is a 30-year-old now.
Venen's
32.
31. Venen's 31.
Yep,
Everyone's in
31.
is everyone in
I
their
don't-
dirty 30s?
I don't remember. I think so. Man, I think I would actually have to pull up play roll.
To remember what the
Yeah. It's been 2 years.
Venehn was 29.
Yeah, so was Garas.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 30, 32.
Man, Carter had not done his harrowing. When does that normally happen? Teenage years? But a couple
Depends
years had
on-
passed since he left, but he hadn't yet done his harrowing.
Is Carter the youngest of this crew?
I thought he
Uh,
was.
I thought, yeah, that's what I thought so too.
he just acts
He
like
just
the
acts
oldest.
like an old
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know if the harrowing is tied to a specific age, but
I think it's
let
just how
me-
long you're in the.
Yeah, I think it's mostly
circle.
about your training.
Also, hear me out, Ben. Does Garas and Venn have the same birthday?
Oh,
I think they tell people they do.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think Venenn knows when his birthday is.
So. They just celebrate their birthday together. So I think
I don't think there were
there's a
records kept
sweet
like that. I think he
background
just knows
scene
like.
there.
I think that 100% that for their 30th birthday is when they went camping together.
Yeah, it can't be.
That was when they went camp on their big camping trip
Yeah.
for their 30th birthday.
I think probably the first time Garrus talked about his birthday, Venenn was like, "Oh my god, that's my birthday too," because knows
Oh,
they're
really?
knows they're about the same age, but doesn't
Yeah.
actually know like what day his
Yeah.
birthday is.
Mhm.
So,
It's like, oh my gosh, really? That's my birthday also. That's fun. You know what?
Yeah.
That's just destiny right there.
and then eventually owned up to it. It's like, I lied.
Gareth is like, I figured.
All right, I'm gonna set a little bit of a scene for us. We're gonna get back into playing our characters. It is, as I said, 2 years later. This is a I forgot what the days of the week are here. Call it a Friday night at the Red Jenny Winery, and it is packed. Every table is full. A couple of extra chairs have been pulled in from around the that you have stored in the back closets and back storage rooms of the building. There are dozens of people sitting at tables drinking wine, and again, it's a pretty like mismatched group because this is a affordable wine. It's a good wine. Like it's mostly, there aren't a lot of like nobles that come out here to drink anymore. It's largely like common folk, a couple of like wealthier merchants, the ones that haven't exactly like breached that high society threshold yet, but maybe some that have and enjoy like a time away from that in a more like kind of common, like warmer
The
environment.
bootstrap folks.
Yeah. And so the winery's filled with both familiar and unfamiliar faces as they are drinking and eating. The kitchens are going in the back. Your serving staff bustling throughout, sampling or different vintages of your latest season, and it is a calm and warm spring evening. What is everybody doing? I want to know like who you're with, what you're talking about, like what you look like. A lot of like you've had any like physical changes during those these 2 years. So like, send me a little bit of scene, as if we're starting this this game from the beginning.
I can start.
Go for it.
Because I think Venehn does make, like, at this point, does, like, make, like, appearances at the winery and stuff, but I think looks pretty different and probably carries himself a little different after a couple of years of, like, being underground and then sort of cultivating his own legend for a little bit and then sort of letting that loose as the left hand of Fenharel.
Yeah.
Which I say again because I don't think Sita was sitting here when I said it the first time. And I thought you'd get a kick out of it. Yeah, but I think Venehn is keeping his hair short, so like shaved on the sides, a little bit longer on top. Still doesn't hide his tattoos, but is a little more. Is a little less of a. I mean, he's still a twink, but he's a little less of a twink. He's a little like. Not like super muscular, but he's like a little more bulky. Like he's less thin and more like actually toned. Has toned down his like wardrobe a lot. I think wears a lot of like black. And just generally, I mean, he looks like a criminal because it's fun. But makes some appearances. He's a little, a little more roughed up. He's been out, spending a lot of time out of the city and like ranging and doing that kind of stuff. So a little more, a little more tan, hair even blonder than it was before. Maybe a couple of new scars that would keep people from recognizing him right away. And yeah, just makes appearances in the winery, holds a lot of like shady meetings at the booth in the corner, acts very cool, is still a real doofus, but I think has really like leaned into this like sort of like a Master of the Thieves Guild persona. It's very like, I don't know, like Mercer Frey, I guess, would be in his younger days. Before he sounded exactly like Nick Valentine.
I like it. So maintaining a low enough profile, but
he's not like going and like dancing on tables and shit. But that's on Saturday nights. But yeah, they do, like he comes up under the guise of like doing business, but also like wants to see everybody and drink the good wine and I don't know. Maybe have some young fans come up to him and ask him about shit. He's really leaning into it really hard.
Like it. Yeah, luckily enough, the Red Jenny is outside the city. You don't get a lot of guards coming out here. Initially, like when the wanted posters first came out, they came out this way looking for you. But I think you've either paid off enough of the guards.
Well, he doesn't really look like the wanted posters anymore, I don't think either, except for the tattoos. But
yeah, I mean, well, you've been putting yourself out there, so they've probably been updated.
Oh, cool.
You're still wanted.
Great, I like that.
Into that. So they've definitely been updated, and the guards are still actively looking for you. But you've built up enough of like a criminal reputation that you're no longer just like some random like nobody who is wanted by the guards. Like you're kind of like a criminal mastermind here that has you've probably paid off the right people,
known for
put
my
enough coins
puzzle solving abilities.
put enough coin in the right people's pockets that they won't actively look your way.
Yeah, I think he has like a little fan club of little like elf kids in the alienage that like show up for lunch sometimes.
Love it. Okay.
And is completely charmed by the idea.
Who next?
I think Sebastian will go next. So Sebastian, all right, so physical changes first. He also has cut his hair a bit shorter, but it's more for a practical reason. I guess it's also to differentiate himself and any people who have may have seen Carter with his longer hair. But also for the use of the helmet with his armor. I think Sebastian has cut his hair into that that like David Tennant Rooster Crow kind of thing,
Okay.
where it just like scoops forward into this point that he can either like extend out with the poof of his hand or slick back depending on the use of the moment. And I think he may have given himself trimmed his beard down to perhaps a Van Dyke. And is back to wearing masks again. It's been a long time since Carter has worn masks. Sebastian needs to go back to the masks to be typical of Orlesian nobility. And spending some money on some clothes, getting that trip. He is wearing fine. And the reason why he is there at the Red Jenny Winery is because he's developing this a little bit of a reputation for liking to spend time with her and liking the company of other young nobles, kind of hotheads or rebels, or so he's got a young man or a young woman on his arm every night, and they're kind of rowdy friends, and he is definitely the loudest party there at Red Jenny every night. He keeps it from getting out of hand, but they are definitely loud and a little obnoxious. And he clouts that he's friends with the owners, and yeah.
How often do you pretend to buy the place?
I
How
think
often do you pull a full Batman and be like, well, I just bought this restaurant, so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I think he just leans into, well, they like me so much, I don't need to buy the place. I already own it in spirit, you know?
I love it. Perfect. So you're there with kind of like a rowdy group of like socialites.
Yeah, like 3 to 4 young nobles who want to go out and party and tell their parents to fuck off.
Yeah. You're slumming it up with the
doing a Hamilton.
Yeah. I like it. All right. Who's next?
I'll go next. I think look-wise, Garas is definitely a lot more bulkier and jacked now. Like, he has very definite muscle tone and everything like that. He looks like he's been through fights, like a lot of sword fights. So you just see scars on his arms, on his chest, on his back. But actually, no. There are no scars.
And twice a week, we have to come down into the winery and go, Garas, you have to put a shirt on.
Well, it's to say that. And also, but there are no scars on his back at all. But
scars on the back are a swordsman's shame.
Exactly. But like look-wise, like what he's wearing now, he kind of he's took that red dragon coat that he had, and he added like more like kind of like designs to the bottom of it, like flames on the bottom of it a little bit to weave into the fabric. And also what he has stitched into the back of it is the Grey Warden Griffin symbol is stitched into the back of the jacket. So he's always showing off, like repping off that of who he is. And he even got a matching medallion around his neck that is just made of like really shiny metal and studded out. That's all around his neck. That's the Grey Warden's like insignia, like hanging around his neck all the time. And like also clothes wise, yeah, he's even on his eye patch too. He still has there too. He's never wearing a shirt. He's always wearing that jacket and is no shirt underneath all the time, because those are the goods. And because he's a bard, he likes to show off the goods. So it's not, and it doesn't like, he oils himself up. So he's always looking really shiny and glistening when he enters the room. Because I think, here's my question to you. How much has, over the 2 years they've been spending all this time together, how much has Arlo bent towards Garrus's like hijinks?
Oh, Arlo's totally down. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think like whenever they enter like any place they're supposed to like perform, they make a big show about it. Like they kick down the door at the same time, and Arlo will like do an announcement saying like, you know, like announcing him as the master of blades, and then Garas will turn around and announce Arlo as, you know, Arlo, this world-renowned bard. They don't have
are the motherfuckers from Road to El Dorado.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But we don't have like a duo name yet. But that's pretty much how we enter every single place we're about to perform. And I think like on this like specific night, they're there because there's a rowdy party going on and we're performing at the party. So that's why we are there. We're definitely there because we're performing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. So and y'all also have a bard that works there too, Allison. That works for you also, like the three of you doing a set where Allison opening for the two of you.
Yeah.
I love that.
And Garas's instrument is
The fucking washboard abs, baby.
he whenever they perform, like there's like they have a little bit of where like Arlo looks at Garas and goes like, Garas, where's your instrument? He says like, oh, you mean my washboard abs? And like they pause for the laughter or whatever response. And I think that's when he pulls out like a lute that he plays.
I like the idea that they play at the Red Jenny a lot though, and they always tell this joke, so it becomes like a call and response. And the entire crowd is like, the washboard abs!
Yeah, that's where it gets to that point, yeah.
I love that. Okay. So this is getting even rowdier than I was initially imagining. Between you and Sebastian's group as well. So we got criminal element in the corner, Playboy table in the center, and then this insane.
You did say it was a Friday in late spring.
Yeah.
So, or early spring. I don't know. People are excited to get out.
Also, I think
it's getting warmer.
And I think like Garas and Arlo play like the most like crudest, like why are you saying this kind of stuff in a song kind of music? But it's great to listen to.
I love it.
Garrus and Arlo are up there doing to the window, to the wall.
Yeah. We do a lot of dirty limericks.
There are hoes in this house. There are hoes in this house.
That's only the late night stuff, though.
Yeah.
It's Red Jenny After Dark.
Yep.
You have to show your ID to get in.
Awesome. Yasmera.
Okay. I think everyone gets a glow. This is like second season, new haircuts, glow ups, all that fun stuff. Yeah, I think Yaz goes full like business mode, gets a really fun little ASIM bob with a undercut shave. Put it in chat. I like it. Decked out, looking like the goddamn merchant queen that she is. And in typical, essentially, GM fashion, GM being general manager, not game master, is in a back room somewhere doing the books. Everyone else is out having fun. She's got one of those like fucking green visors on, like, you know, plugging away at counting machine and
what
doing
about
the books
Backroom's
right now.
card game?
Maybe, but yeah, I think just working, which is fun for her. Let's be perfectly honest. Like, that's her fun. Like,
as long as she's having fun, I'm not gonna stop her.
Yeah,
I'm sure you all drag her out, like make
eventually,
her show face and grab wine and schmooze. But yeah, for the most part, she's just in the back.
Arthur's out there saying he's going to buy the place again.
You know, checking on the bees because we got the mead going now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just working.
Okay. Huh. So while we have all the debauchery happening in the tavern, or the main room, a little bit of quiet in the corner, and then Yaz off to the back. Then I think the people, I guess everyone but Yasmera, make me a perception check.
I didn't even get any damn dice out.
Yeah, I'd have to do this.
Oh yeah, we're
I've
on
lost
dice. We're on dice tonight.
Forgot to do that.
What was the check?
Perception.
13.
17 for your boy.
Gotcha.
18.
18. 13, 17, 18. Okay. Actually, that works out perfectly because I think because Carter was on the other 13, right? Okay. And you'd probably be the least likely to see this given your vantage point. So the room is again lively, tons of people, and a lot of familiar faces there too. Amara has been continuing to stay on the grounds. She doesn't tend to like party it up in the Red Jenny proper, but comes in, gets some drinks, heads outside. The Obviously Arlo is there performing on stage. Wolf nearby, keeping an eye on their charge. Think about who else might be there. I can say Lucia is there too, probably watching the act from
She has an open invitation, obviously.
Yeah, she's got like a table that is set aside for her with an open invitation. She sits there and has her drink in peace at a single table. Doesn't want to hang out with anyone else. And watches the performance with a snide grin. The evening passes pretty uneventfully, other than normal events. People coming in and out. Venehn and Garas, the two of you do pick up on one thing. Maybe Garas is like between your sets or something, and you're taking a bit of a break, or maybe you're on stage and you're just scanning the crowd. But Venehn, you definitely notice, because I imagine Venehn is the type that you sit with your back to the corner, keeping an eye on having a good vantage point over the entire restaurant or the entire bar. You see somebody come in and sits at one of the tables. Actually, there's like a small group of 3 people that have been sitting there for a while. They kind of like scoot to the side as somebody comes and sits down with them. She is very tall, probably human, so tall for a human, probably like 6'1", 6'2". She has like very light blonde hair, almost the same color as Venehn's. She sits there for a bit, and what catches you off guard is like she comes in, she's pretty noticeable just from her appearance, though she's dressed in pretty dark clothing. Sits there for a bit. She doesn't drink anything, but she watches the performance for a bit, or at least it seems like she's watching the performance. But with the two of your perception, you notice that, and I think Garas, you have a very good vantage point for this, because she's not looking at you as you're standing there on the stage, or she's not looking at Arlo performing next to you. She's looking kind of off to the side, and both your eyes kind of trail off that way, and she's looking where Wolf is standing, in the corner, kind of like leaning against the wall. Wolf is wearing their mask. You can't tell whether Wolf has noticed her there yet or not, but she sits there for a bit. And then without like getting a drink or anything, she stands up from the table and heads back outside.
Oh, she's getting followed.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, like Garas like looks over at Venehn.
There's just like the second of eye contact.
It's like, and I just go right back to playing.
So Venehn, you're following?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a stealth check. Stealth test.
$22.
22. Okay.
Not my best. Not my best work.
All right.
I'd have to roll a 7 on one of the 3/6 sliders to get that.
I have a plus 10 to stealth.
Oh wait, I have a button for this when I do that. It's been so long. What do you say? Got 22.
22.
Okay. Yeah, you follow her outside, like not directly. She heads out. A couple moments later, you're scooting out the skulking out the
They scoot out the door.
And you can see she hasn't gone far. She's actually hung like a sharp left coming out of the main entrance towards there's a side wall here which kind of leads to some doors that lead into like a loading area for some storage, heads down to the cellar, and like an exterior access so you're not having to bring supplies in like through the main tavern. And yeah, she just moves over to that wall and she leans her back against it and stands there.
I'm gonna watch
Okay.
for a minute.
So where you go, are you like, because you're kind of standing entrance when you notice her, do you want to try to head somewhere you can like nonchalantly head off somewhere so you can watch her like from a distance, or just like
Well, I don't just
pop a
stand in the
smoke on
middle
the-
of the street and stare at her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine you just like like light up a cigarette 10 feet away from her or something.
No, just kind of stumble out a little bit, head on down the road.
Okay, so you've got some extra like side buildings and stuff here that you can go and you can duck around
Yeah,
and
just
get
stuck
like a
into
vantage
an
point.
alley.
Okay.
Just
You
like,
do that.
Oh, we've left at the same time.
You do that, and not long after Venehn has left, Garas, because you're the one that noticed this, you watch as Wolf, without any like rushing or anything, heads out through, like heads back behind the bar and like into like some of like the back areas. So like it goes through to like the kitchen, the loading room, a loading area, and then some side entrances. But Wolf heads out that way.
Do I know that passageway leads to like the back offices and everything?
It doesn't lead to
Like where Yasmera is usually at?
I'm trying. Oh, let me actually, since we have the map now, I'll bring it up. And I'll change it to nighttime. I don't have everyone in here, but let me see. So she has moved over about right here where Amara is. I'm trying to think if whether Yaz might actually be downstairs. Because there isn't really a great office spot. I guess unless you've utilized like this storage area as kind of like an office space too, there could be like a little table in there for you to work out of. So
real office.
okay, so maybe you've actually created an office downstairs in your like secret tunnel area.
Yeah.
That functions. Okay, so yeah, Wolf could get down, like go that way to go down there, but there are stairs right here that Wolf could have gone down if they were going downstairs, but instead they go through the door to like the kitchens.
Okay, so I take note of that. Kind of confused why Wolf would go into the kitchen for any reason. After their set is done, they hop off, like I guess it's like a little stage they hop off the stage and they head over to Carter's table and he pats Carter on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, Mr. Sebastian, so wonderful to see you here tonight once again for another performance. It is so great to have your regular face around here."
Of course, I could I could not miss a night here at this wonderful establishment. Your performances are always wonderful.
Well, when a big name like you coming through, I got to put on the best show. Hey, can I talk to you for a second?
Well, I'm here with my friends right now. I don't... Of course, perhaps, just a moment. Please, you all, excuse me, I will speak with this performer for a moment.
And I think he'll get up and like head to the back area of the bar area, not to like the area where Wolf went, but just like kind of like away from the table, and like leans back against the wall. So I saw Wolf talk to someone, and then they went into the back room, which is kind of weird. And now the person
Wolf never spoke to them.
Oh, they never spoke to him. Okay.
They never got close to each other. They were across the bar from each other.
No, I saw Wolf go into the kitchen for some reason. I mean, I know Wolf is cool with us, but to walk in and out of the kitchen like that seems kind of I mean, does that look weird to you? I don't know.
It is where we keep food.
Well, yeah, but they never seem like the type to prepare their own meal or anything like that. But I don't know.
Is there something else? Was there some other circumstance to this situation?
Oh, that's something we have, been taken care of right now. But there was this one lady walked in. They looked over at them, then they got up and left.
And this was within some sort of close relation of time to Wolf leaving, thus
Yeah, about
relating them.
Yeah, exactly, like about a couple of moments.
Should I call my party early, or should I just bear this in mind for now?
Bear this in mind for now, if anything pops off. I doubt anything will pop off, but if something does pop off, you could do what you usually do.
Understood. I will keep my eyes to you for this evening. If you see anything else, or if I do, I will conduct my matters accordingly.
And he'll give an eye, and he'll like push himself off the wall and like give a loud kick with his boot to kind of like, oh, all eyes on me kind of thing. Like, well, you know what, Mr. Sebastian? I hope you're keeping your eyes on me all night long because, oh boy, this next set is going to make me glisten. And he like throws open his jacket as like all the lights just glisten off his oily body. And he like looks over to Lucia and then heads over to the stage.
I think Carter has a response to that. I think after you say that, Carter says, well, it is certainly a good thing that you have those washboard abs because you have made my clothes dirty.
Lucia's face, like, you hear a thud as her forehead hits the table. Just this is the part of your performance that pains her to watch. Like, she gets so mad at you. I think there have been a couple times where she's had a couple of drinks and actually thrown something at you from the floor. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, he
not
is
her finest.
100% aware of this. That's why he goes so hard with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
God. Okay. I have repositioned everyone about on the map where they would be right now. And added our mystery person to it as well. So Garas, you go back to performing. Carter, you stay at the table. Like, so nothing really changes inside the. All right. Then Venehn, as you're watching, you wait about a minute, and then you see Wolf coming around from the storage area, like this cargo loading area, coming around the side of the building, and moves up in front of this woman here. And they seem to be speaking.
I want to try to eavesdrop.
Go ahead and we'll do perception hearing.
Okay. Oh boy. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. 17.
17. Okay. Um, you don't pick up the full conversation
Okay.
because you're, 20 yards away. And there's a loud gathering happening inside. It's very difficult to hear much of what's happening, much of what they're saying. But even from this distance, like at first they're pretty quiet, and then you get the sense that like Wolf's voice gets a bit louder, which they don't tend to yell or anything. It's rare that Wolf speaks in above anything under like a very calm tone. But you catch a few words. You hear rain. You hear the word crows. There's a bit of a silence. It seems like the woman is who that Wolf is speaking to is talking, and from considering she's kind of facing your direction, that sort of makes up for the fact that she is staying a bit quieter. But you hear her say something about a contract. You hear her say something about the prince, and then she says 7 days. Not like that. And then there's a long kind of silence where she seems to be staring at Wolf for some kind of response. And then she gives a nod and she walks back like towards the entrance but doesn't go inside. She sort of like glances inside the establishment and then turns and begins to walk down the path away from the Red Jenny.
I'm gonna try to catch Wolf as they go back in.
Yeah, because Wolf immediately is kind of like, they stood there for a second, like watching her leave, and then began to turn to go back into like through the gates to the storage building. Wolf spins around, says, Venehn, this isn't a good time.
Oh, I think it's a great time. Who's your friend?
Not here. I don't
Fine.
know who's listening.
You're right, you don't.
You need to clear out the bar as soon as possible,
Why?
because everyone's in danger.
I need more to go on than that.
Not here.
Sort of nod towards the bar.
So you head back inside.
Yeah.
Wolf heads back in too. What does Venehn do?
Which way? Does Wolf go back in like the back?
Wolf will go back to where they were standing before, keeping an eye on Arlo.
We'll go in the same way, and before they get to that point, sort of like while we're still like back in the like kitchen and everything area, you got to give me something.
Wolf sighs underneath their mask and says, I assume you're asking because you saw me speaking with her.
I'm going to make assumptions just based on what I heard if you don't tell me anything more.
What did you hear?
Something about contract and the crows and a ticking clock. Regarding the prince?
Well, then you've gotten the basic gist of it.
There's a contract on him.
That news is not new.
Why is it suddenly urgent?
I don't know. They shouldn't have been able to find me here.
The two of you need to go.
Sorry to repeat that. I didn't understand.
The two of you need to go.
I don't know where it's taken. There's at least 5 other crows in the tavern right now.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. He will go with you without explanation, yes?
Yes.
You're going to go. Stand in your spot. I am going to go tell Yasmera what is happening. And then I'm going to cause a lot of chaos. You grab him, you take him downstairs, and you wait. We'll get the crows out, and we have enough people to keep you safe until you can figure out where to go.
All right. Okay.
Do not do anything else. Grab him and take him.
Wolf nods.
I'm trusting you quite a bit here. Don't disappoint me.
They just nod again and head back to their spot.
Poke my head into the office.
Before we do that, Yasmera, you are downstairs
Yep.
in your office.
Yep.
Make a perception hearing test for me.
Good. $24.
24. You hear the sound of light footfalls behind you.
She's up with a dagger because everyone announces if you work here, you know to announce yourself. You don't fucking sneak up on me or else you're gonna get shanked.
Good way to die.
So-
Spin around with the dagger and you see a large figure cowled behind you, about 8 feet tall, very broad shoulders, and you can make out the signs of horns underneath before they remove their cowl. You see the bright red skin, cut jawline, and the chiseled features, aged around the white, stark white hair of Akant, your father. He holds up his hands. No,
Ah,
stab me, are you?
how are you here? I won't ask why.
I came in through the door.
I need to talk to security. Doesn't put the dagger away, just lowers it.
There aren't a lot of doors that can keep me out.
We've covered the how. What are you thinking coming here?
I'm trying to keep you alive, yes?
I've done pretty well for myself so far. I'm more concerned with your life. I'm sure I don't have to tell you who's after you at this point.
Oh, I know. Federa will be here soon.
Sure you know what she's asked me to do.
I know. She doesn't need to know I was here.
She will. I won't tell her, but she always knows.
Your mother's good, but she's not that good. She's been looking for me for a long time, and that's not going to change. Not until I want her to find me.
So the what is protecting me? What am I in danger of?
Also, I forgot to, so I don't have a level for this, so I'm just going to show y'all Yasmera's dad.
Ayy.
So it's just on the map right now.
Sup, Dad?
He's wearing
Damn.
a shirt right now. But,
Daddy right there.
Damn, Dad.
yeah, he's a big old boy.
Well, explains her height.
Yeah. He says, I don't want to tell you too much and put you in trouble.
I'm not
But-
16 anymore, Dad. That's bullshit.
I've picked up word that the Ben Hassaroth are going to be conducting an operation here in Valroyo in the next week. Your mother is running it. She's going to come here tomorrow, and she's going to ask for your help. And when I say ask,
You mean tell. What is it?
I don't know all the details, but they've been collecting information on high-ranking members of the Chantry.
They're going after the Divine.
How do you know that?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Fair enough. Well, that makes things a lot more interesting than I initially thought. Thought maybe a high-level bureaucrat, but I don't know who's paid them or why they're doing this, but they are. And you won't be able to stop them. And they're going to ask you, because of your position here in the city, for help. You need to leave before she gets here. Get out of the city as far away from this mess as possible.
I can't do that.
Because I'm going to take care of this.
You're gonna need a little more elaboration than that, Dad.
I'm not the only Talvashoth. Not by a long shot. And I have my network, not as extensive as the Bene Hasarath, obviously, but enough. We're going to stop her before she does whatever she's about to do.
Then I'll help you. From the inside.
Not a good idea.
I need to be repeating myself, but again, you need to elaborate, Father.
That's going to put you in too much danger.
Stop it. I am not a child. I have not been a child since you both left me 16 years ago. I'm quite accomplished at this, Father. I'm sure you know that by now, with all the watching from the shadows you've both done. What is your plan?
If you help me, that will make you Talvashoth. There won't be any going back.
I've been Talvashoth, essentially, in everything but name. Do you know how many times Mother has threatened to throw me into a camp already? I look for myself. And if you wish to work with me, 1, you'd be hiring one of the best. And 2, I need more information.
Make a communication persuasion check.
Don't have that.
Fucking
Well,
drag
my father,
your dad, dude.
My father is not a dwarf, so my key to Orzammar will not work.
No.
But
Do you get a bonus if you give it to him so he can hang it on the fridge?
Yeah.
Look what I got, Dad. What?
I
We
don't
got
like
doubles,
how she's shaking her
but
head.
we got doubles, but they're not good doubles.
What did you stunt?
I did stunt. I got, and they're okay doubles. Okay, it was 644. So that's.
Did you say 644 is bad?
Wait.
I only have a +4 to this. I just have my communication. That's it. I have
But
nothing
it's
else.
like an
4 is
18.
outstanding roll. You said they weren't
This
good
hard.
doubles. You said
Well,
they weren't
no.
good doubles. Double fours,
Fives are good doubles.
double fours is in the
Those
upper
are
50%.
All on the top half.
Listen,
Look,
was
I'm a
everyone
perfectionist,
here an
okay?
honor student? Was everyone here in like the gifted
Yes.
program? Okay. So that's why we don't consider being in the top 50% to be
No.
good.
When you
No.
take the SATs, you're in the 99th percentile or nothing.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
bunch of
Go big, go home.
elitists we are.
So it's only an 18.
Dice elitist.
No, we're a
Go
bunch
big,
of
go
horribly
18.
anxious children who
Yeah.
had too much put
Yes.
on them because they
That's
were
really good.
gifted.
No, I
Pretty
mean that is
much.
honestly that's enough for this test. I was
Should be.
Bonuses
That's
because it's my dad.
Yeah, I mean, 1, the difficulty wasn't even set that high, and 2, it was lowered because it's your dad.
D&D has
Okay,
broken
cool.
us.
It really
Yeah.
has.
Y'all are expecting, y'all's perceptions of what's
You
what a
let
good
us
roll
play
is insane.
Pathfinder one time,
Yeah.
and we're fucked forever.
That's it.
Okay. uh you make your case, and he stands there for a pretty long moment, and just kind of like eyeing you, like he's trying to read you, like he's trying to
She just
understand, like,
crosses her arms and is just like tapping her dagger on her arm at this point.
yeah, I mean, with as good of a role as you made, I'll even give you like the extra benefit of, like, you know, getting a bit of insight into his, well, because like it's enough to even like break through his like facade. I mean, he's a very well trained spy, and he knows how to read people, and he knows how to keep his guard up. But even then, you know, things can still get through. And your comment about not being there for the last 16 years and everything, like, you know, really kind of, I think it rattles him a little bit. uh and he takes a moment, like he's inspecting to see, like, to understand exactly what you've been through and exactly like who you are at this point in your life. um but he just gives a slow nod, and he says, all right, okay.
Have a seat. Want to discuss business?
I shouldn't stay that long, but I'll tell you this. I don't know everything that she has planned. If you can get in with her, if you can convince her that you're willing to come into the fold, you could give me information I need to make this as quick and painless as possible.
This being what?
There's only one way I know to stop your mother from doing anything. She's not going to change. She's not going to give up what she has worked so hard to keep. She's going to do what she's always done. Succeed in the mission given to her, or die trying.
You've given up on her.
I don't see any other way, yes.
You
Do
love
you
her.
see her? I do.
Then you don't give up.
I wish it were that easy.
Nothing worthwhile is.
She's putting a lot of people in danger through her actions. This is the needs of the
Foolhardy,
many.
stupid, brazen,
This
brash.
is the needs of the many over the few.
She will bring me in. I can promise you that.
Okay. And then what?
And then I get you your information to ensure that we don't have a chantry murder on our hands.
I suspect she'll be here tomorrow to speak with you.
I'll be prepared. I always am.
The last place that we spoke,
All I have left are memories, Father. So yes, I remember.
Tomorrow night, after you speak with her, I'll be there.
That's a mistake. It's the first place that she'll look. Unless you are wanting her to find you there.
Then where do you suggest?
There's a back road, about a half-mile away from here, the winery. Very rarely traversed. There's an old oak tree there. Meet me there.
Okay. I'll wait for you there.
Did you come in through the secret entrance, or should I show you out that way?
I know my way out.
Don't be seen.
Never am.
I'll never know how anyone doesn't see you.
People only see what they're looking for. He pulls up his cowl and he turns, seems like he's hesitating for a moment, and then continues out the door.
Does he close it?
Yes. Yeah.
Gonna immediately
Yes,
open again.
Sits. Well, hopefully not, because yes, sits for a second. And then chucks the dagger at the closed door.
The door starts to open, and then suddenly a dagger just sticks into it.
Can I come in?
Not the time, then.
We have a crow problem.
Yeah. Come in.
I don't have all the details, but I'm going to send Arlo and Wolf down to you. I need you to find them somewhere where they will be safe.
Details, please.
There's a contract out on Arlo, and the crows are moving up their timeline.
To when?
7 days. And there are at least 5 of them up in the bar, so we're about to evacuate.
There are 5 fucking spies in my bar right now.
So says Wolf. You can interrogate them when I send them down. We're just going to cause a scene and close up. No killing.
Which one?
What do you mean?
Which scene? Is someone throwing up?
I was going to cause a big fight.
Oh, that's easy. Please don't break my bar stools. They're imported.
No bar stools.
Thank you.
So, expect company. Looks at the knife in the door. I will ask about that tomorrow.
Probably after this tonight, but sure.
Whenever you're ready.
That's my secret, Ben. I'm never ready.
Well, if this goes according to plan, you've got about 10 minutes. Work on it. I'm going to...
Start a fight upstairs.
I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to stagger over to the wall like I'm drunk. I'm going to make my way over to Carter's table. I'm going to clap him on the shoulder. I'm going to lean down and I'm going to whisper as quietly as I can in his ear. Spies in the bar. Go with me. And then I sock him in the face.
Yes.
Garas sees that from the bar, from the stage, looks over at Arlo, and he just starts shredding on the lute
Yes.
super loud and is just playing like music to like really loud, but it's trying to like get people amped up for what's about to happen right now.
Oh yeah.
Wish I had the Benny Hill music. I don't know. Is that public domain?
I have no
Yappy sex? I
idea.
don't know.
Okay.
Sadly, no, it is not.
Oh,
Ah,
man.
damn.
We gotta work
I
on
So I
would-
that.
can get
I-
about like ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, that's what everybody get. And then it'd just
Yeah.
be silence of us all pantomiming, punching each other.
Yep, and I hope that will cause. I feel like the bouncers work for me, so I feel like they know
Yeah.
this is a bit. Like
Yeah.
this is get everybody out now, under the guise of
I'm
stopping
not
a bar
gonna
fight.
I'm not gonna do a roll like y'all have so many people working for you. They know the code words. They know exactly.
My code word
the kind
is punching Carter in the face.
Let's say the code word is
I don't think I
Ben
actually punch him.
punches
I think we've
Well,
practiced
his
this.
dear
Yeah, I mean,
friend.
Yeah.
they see Venehn starting a fight with Carter out of nowhere. Like that is a clear indicator that like
Yeah.
plan gamma is a go. Like let's do this. And yeah, I mean,
I like whip a
so
big punch and like throw him on the
I-
ground. Not whoever's next to him. I knock over their drinks.
I almost want to just smash cut to like all of you with like bits of broken glass, a couple of wine stains, everything just like
Garrus has a
sitting in
steak on his face. Like,
the yeah.
Steak,
Sitting in the bar.
steak,
You managed to get everyone out. Whoever the people were that Wolf was picking up on, like left. Like everyone left the bar.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm trusting that Wolf was clocking them. Hopefully.
I think like it was even a moment where like during the whole commotion, Garas grabbed Arlo, picked him up, and threw him into the crowd, but it was actually throwing him towards
Just
Wolf.
shoved him directly into Wolf.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're all downstairs, and you or maybe you're just up in the bar at this point, is because it's cleared out, and you've all like everyone's just sitting around, and I think Arlo's the first one to like is like trying to get some like a wine stain out of there, like a huge wine stain.
Carter, we talked about this. I told you, like, you can't lean into it. You have to go against that instinct.
I needed it to sell.
Okay.
I am really glad. I'm glad that you're learning, these terms from me, Carter. It really warms my heart. Also, I don't know why
Hello?
you're frowning at your stain, Arlo. This did not go as bad as that one place 2 weeks ago.
Which
Something.
one was that? Was it the one near the fish market or the brothel?
Well,
It was that
or
bar that
was it
tried to
the-
open up that was called Blue Justin, but we shut them down.
Hmm.
They performed so badly, no one will ever go back there again. I'm so sorry. I've interrupted the plot happening.
Truly, they were a cheap ripoff.
but
The
they're
plot.
horrible.
Yeah, Arlos is just like, this is, so is somebody going to explain to me exactly what just happened here?
I look at Wolf.
This isn't coming out.
We'll
I
buy
I
you
think
a new
everyone
one,
looks at Wolf.
but we'll
Yeah.
buy you a new shirt. Okay.
My favorite shirt.
I'll buy you 2 of them in 2 different colors.
Wolf is sitting at a table, is largely untouched from the
We have
scuffle.
tailors in this universe. That's a thing. I can just get
uh,
you the same shirt.
They take off their mask and set it down, and so they're not hiding anything in this moment. Says, I'm sorry, I've never really shared this much with many people. Never shared this much with anyone, and I'm about to do it with all of you. Looks to Yaz for a moment and then looks like sadly back at the floor and says, I'm sorry. I've brought great amount of danger to all of you.
I think we should pick up the apologies after you explain.
You saw the woman that was here before.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Venehn de Rojas. She is the commander of the Antivan Crows. She's my mentor. The closest thing I've ever had to a mother. And she has threatened to kill me and every one of you if I don't complete my assigned contract within the next 7 days.
That contract being to kill Arlo.
Looks over to Arlo, and Arlo gives sort of like a knowing nod and says, yes.
Well, I'm glad at least Arlo was aware of this.
We haven't shared this with everyone because it's very sensitive in nature, but the only people that know about this were Arlo and Garas. I took on a contract, I suppose about 4 years ago now, to assassinate the Campania royal family. Me and my fellow crows infiltrated the palace, and my brethren slew their intended targets. Mine was Arlo. Garas stopped me.
Someone close to Garahel. Makes sense.
An assassin is a bodyguard. We are fools still, my friends.
None more than me.
Garas spared my life. If I swore to protect the prince, and I did so. I don't regret my decision, but clearly the contract is still open, and whoever arranged for it in the first place is still seeking their fair share.
Who among
you-
your brethren slew Arlo's family? Do you know them? Do you know the names?
Yes.
You'll be giving that information to Garas, I believe.
They're all dead. They died during the Darkspawn attack. Slain by the Grey Wardens before they were in turn slain by the Darkspawn. It was a massacre.
So we're back to square one then.
No. If not the hands that did it, then the
I'm sorry.
purse that arranged it.
What are we talking about?
Nothing that you need to know about as
Don't
of
worry
right
about
now.
Let's focus on the fact that we pretty much have a spy network out to kill us.
They're not a spy network, Garas.
They're the most dangerous assassins in Thedas.
Hey, we have an assassin network out to kill us. How are we going to, well, take care of this?
Either we go up against the Antivan Crows and lose, or we put on a little bit of theater.
I believe I understand what you are intuiting.
Okay.
Lord Arlo, I am sad to
sorry.
inform you, but looks over to Venehn for a second. I believe you must die. Is
Such a
that what
joke.
you were? Is that what you were implying?
Yes, I would have said it with like a little bit of a twinkle in my eye and like a fun grin, but I think we're on the same page.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Lord Arlo.
Okay, yeah, no, let me
No.
do it. Let me do it. Let me
Yeah.
do it.
Hmm.
It's much more unsettling that way. I think I understand your drift. Caring Arlo, not Prince Dario Campagno. Okay. I liked being Arlo.
I know, Arlo was totally my bread and butter, too.
Oh, sorry.
Sadly, I think we have a more pressing matter as well. Given that we have 7 days to kill Arlo.
Surely we can accomplish that in a day. What do you mean, Yasmera?
My father was here,
Oh,
and
Excuse
my
me?
mother is coming.
Oh,
by the maker, how infiltratable are we?
I don't like this.
Sadly, I don't think anything could keep my father out.
okay, so why were both your father and why was your father here and what's your mother coming here to do?
Probably more murder or something.
And the only intel my father had was they intend to do something with someone high level at the Chantry.
Oh,
Oh,
Ah, okay. All right.
I think the three of you could probably intuit what
no,
I'm thinking might be the.
I think we're all on the same page.
Pretty much. Oh
Make sure I
boy.
don't know if I said it out loud. I meant to say it out loud when your dad was talking, but he also was going to say this operation he believes is going to take place in the next week.
Oh, also in the next week. Okay.
Okay, okay.
you so surely these are
Somehow
related?
connected.
They have to be.
But it's impossible that they aren't.
Arlo,
Yes.
do you have any connections to the Chantry of any significance?
Oh, gods, no. Well, Maka, no. No.
There must be.
That was suspicious.
He's an elf.
No, that's totally me. Is because I don't use the maker stuff enough. I need to get back in my Dragon Age lingo.
I think I asked this before and we never actually talked about it. Which tattoos does Wolf have?
Oh shoot. I'll have to decide that.
I would love to know.
Yeah, I'll find that
Because
out.
Venehn would recognize them.
Yeah, you would. I need to decide what that would be. Not the same as yours.
Not bow buddies.
No.
Not June. Not another
No.
a June child. All right. I have a wiki page for you to look at later.
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so
Oh.
let's see here. We have
Wolf
7
chimes.
days to kill Arlo. And then in 7 days from now, some big operation is going to happen at the Chante. We don't know how point A and point B are connected.
Your father. You
Yes.
have spoken very little of him. Next to nothing, in fact. Your mother, you have also spoken very little of. But you have Yasmera. You have kindly and courageously allowed us to view a small portion of that part of your life. Would it be a far assumption to assume that because your father showed up first to divulge this information to you, that it was a warning?
Is this a conversation that needs to be had between just the four of us? Considering there's a former crow in the room.
Arlo kind of speaks up and says, "Oh, I understand there's some suspicion here, but I trust Wolf with my life."
And it's led you here.
And this choice is Yasmera's.
I understand. Wolf and I will find a safe place to hold up for the evening, and we'll decide what we need to do to...
No. You stay. We're all in this mess together.
It's your choice.
Looks to Wolf, who doesn't really... is, again, just kind of like has a 1,000-mile stare. And Arlo says, I suppose we're staying. I'd rather know what's going on. I have the option. I can only get so much data. So...
No more secrets.
Me?
All of you.
You know I'm a prince, right? Everybody here knows that. Right?
Yes, Arlo, we know
Okay,
you're a prince.
just
Please
making
be
sure.
quiet.
We're going to do this against the crows and the Ben Hasrath and whatever Talvashoth spy organization are all involved in this bloody mess. We need to know everything. They're already 5 steps ahead of us. We have a very short amount of time to get 6 ahead of them. Grab
Wolf
some mead and we're getting to work.
Wolf nods, assenting, and you begin to prepare. You hear a kind of a voice clear in the corner. Reginald, who's been standing there, says, "Can I leave for the evening? I assume I'm not really needed. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to clock this as overtime. Good night."
Assign at least 2 more guards at every entrance. Every entrance, Reginald.
Right, yes, of course. Good night.
Good night, Reggie.
See you later, Reggie.
And you all have a bit of story time, but that's where we have to end our session for tonight.
Yes, Mira, flashback next week. Let's go.
I was
We're
hoping
gonna-
Yasmera would tell them to stay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit of Yasmira's backstory. We'll get some more of Wolf's backstory. We're gonna learn about
expect a decision about the tattoos on my desk before next week.
Yeah, give me the
Spider-Man.
wiki link because
Yeah,
I
I
know
got
nothing
you.
about the
Spider-Man
Taylor
and
tattoos.
tattoos.
Yeah, I need to make a decision on that. But yeah,
Yeah, just
'Cause, yeah,
full
I don't-
Spider-Man.
I'm
Full
thinking-
full county fair Spider-Man. That's all it
because
is.
the only things I think we've done on screen is Wolf did tell Yasmira that they were former Crow.
That former Crow,
Mhm.
that they were assigned to take out someone close to Garahel.
Yes.
That was all they said.
And yeah, so we're gonna learn a little bit about the Crows and a little bit about the Bene Gesserit next week. Two of Thaddeus's scariest organizations.
This is a Tuesday
Awesome.
for us.
Just a Tuesday. And then y'all will have 7 days to both stop the assassination of the Prince of Antiva, as well as the assassination of the
Probably the
Divine.
Divine, or at least in some capacity. Who knows?
Yay. And thus begins the next chapter. Uh
Coming back with a bang! Woo!
yeah. So let's go ahead and thank you for sending me the link, man. I'm
You're
gonna read this while
welcome.
y'all are doing your stars and
Read the
wishes.
little history bit because it's kind of sad and terrifying.
Oh yeah, no, it is. I know about the tattoos and like why they started, and because from Solus talks about it, Dragon Age Inquisition.
You guys know that 18 is sort of the oldest age they get the Valislin applied, sometimes younger, and it's a ritual done in complete silence because cries of pain are considered weakness and blasphemy against your god.
And they also like trace back to the originally slave markings.
They're
that then-
reclaimed slave markings, yeah.
Yeah. So no, Solus was not a fan of them. So
No, he hates them.
yeah.
I think rightfully so. Anyway, just think about that next time Venehn does something stupid. You have to feel a little
Yeah.
bad for him.
Just a little bit.
Have to? I mean,
All right.
He's got the complex version of the June tattoos with the full like throat tattoo and everything, and is
Mhm.
expected to take all of that in complete silence.
Rough, my dude. All
The
right.
ripe old age of like 16.
Let's go ahead and do our stars and wishes. Since we're over time already.
We always
but
do this.
I figured I'd give us a little bit more time tonight anyway, so that we could get through that, get into it. But yeah, do you want to just go in order?
Sure.
Go.
I always feel like
Go.
you're asking me because it means I have to go first.
Yeah, it really is a question for you whether you want to go first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, go for it.
I always want to give everybody a star, but I'm trying to follow the rules. But my star is going to go to the Sebastian persona, in the bar, and the like. It's very because I think one of the most identifying things about Carter has always been his speech patterns, which are just fascinating, and sort of like how they have developed here into episode 41 of this show, which is a long time to be developing a character. But that new like twist on Carter, where he's still very like dry and like he's a like sort of like flat affect a little bit, and he has that very like dry like sense of humor that he's developing. But also sort of leaning into that, like, yeah, I'm a little bit of a party boy, but I'm like super cool about it. Is really great. I loved it. I love seeing Carter develop. It's been great, and it will continue to be great, I bet. Or else. Just kidding. It will continue. to
no
be great.
pressure.
I know it. Well, you are the last of your kind, so you better get it
Yeah.
right, buddy.
Yeah, the trace has been on for several hours, so get with it.
Read your contracts, people. We joke. My wish
My wish.
is I want I don't like putting wishes on other people.
Do it.
I want to see Yasmera in real time like confront her parents. I want our characters to get to see that.
Yaz is gonna go full Parent Trap.
That's
you
what I
know
want.
this, right?
I want us to get to see Yaz, even if it's just once,
Yeah.
interact with her parents in this new sort of like empowered way that she's finding to do it. Because I think it would be great. I don't want to see it in general, but I know that's going to happen. So I'm going to insert myself into the situation, as I always do. I'll hide in a tree.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as long as y'all are up in the tree.
Oh,
That's,
well, I'll
that's
hide-
fine.
Don't pay attention to that oddly disguised bird over there.
Start making crow sounds. Let's freak everybody out. That's
No,
me.
no crows. No crows.
No, gross.
My star, I think it has to go to a fucking WWE entrance Garas over here with no fucking shirt. Like you know he has Arlo like play an entrance song.
Oh,
like
totally,
that's a thing.
100%.
I mean, across the board, everyone's like season 2 glow ups was great, but god damn it, Garrus, put a shirt on. It just ridiculous. I love it. No. Well, fine. No, I imagine that Yaz at some point did like a no shoes, no shirt, no service, and so Garrus was just like, I'll put on the jacket then. So, yeah, you got me there. My wish. I mean, I'm gonna get it. Like, we're getting into crows. We're gonna get into whatever this chantry shit is. I am just very excited to delve into the shadier side of all of these little organizations that we've got converging here right now. I'm very excited for that. So all of that, just nom nom nom, all about it. That's me.
So much intrigue for this chapter.
Delicious.
It's Wally time.
Go Wally.
My star, one of my stars is, I get 2 stars, sorry. But one of my stars is definitely going to Sita. Because there was like one thing I always loved about watching Batman the Animated Series was how Kevin Conroy distinctly made differences between Batman and Bruce Wayne. And then later seasons he stopped doing it, but it was still kind of there. And that's just the vibe I was getting the entire time when you were playing as Carter, as Sebastian, where you're not just playing a character, you're playing a character playing a character. So it's you hear the character you're playing doing a voice of a character that they're playing. And it's just really awesome to hear like Carter distinguish himself. And it was really, really cool when you did that. I really liked it. My other star though, it goes because this is one moment when Yasmera was getting all that information from her dad, and when they mentioned like, oh, they'll have to kill her, me and Venn at the same time both did this when they said that murder is the only result, and we both realized at the same time we did it at the same time, and it's just one of those moments that I always enjoy. My wish though, my wish is just to see like, my wish is that the flashback, the way that I just really want to see this flashback, but it's like we have moments in the flashback where we see like a little Yasmera interacting with her parents, but like Sid is playing little Yasmera or something. I don't know why. I kind of wish one gets really cinematic with this flashback, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That would be adorable.
And
Papa,
yeah.
how do I murder?
It's been increasingly hard for me to come up with wishes for this game because I'm just so constantly satisfied. But I'm gonna start with my wish on this one because I just have to second Wally's on that one. Van said, like, you don't want to wish for other people, but Sid can handle this. Come on, Sid, play a little Yaz.
Oh God.
Would love
Okay.
that. Yeah, let's get us some cinematic flashback.
Okay.
And yeah, simply because I've been wishing for it for like 2 or 3 months to get some extra Yasmera action. That's got to be my star, right? So much. The way she handled her dad, the way that like she plans to handle her mom, like I love this scared but confident Yasmera, like or if the confidence just bravado, but like she's got friends that'll help her back it up. Like I love to get to see more Yaz, whatever it is.
Yeah. It was like,
come out of the shadow, Yaz.
yeah, it was like this moment.
No, I
of,
like it here.
Where
I'm
she
very
was
good
really,
here.
she was
All right, well,
really
let us bring you an
mad,
ale.
but so good, so good.
Yeah, it really was.
Mhm.
So that's my wish, and then my star.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, Sid wrote this backstory that said gave me the perfect opportunity to parent trap y'all's two NPCs, and I was like, you set it up. I'm gonna, or I guess you gave me the opportunity to set it up so that y'all could spike it. So I'm all for it. Parent trapping in the middle of an assassination. Here we go. I was looking through the article you sent me, Van. I think I'm gonna go with Dethaman, who's the elven god of secrets and knowledge.
Okie doke.
That's what I go for.
Can you
Wolf.
send that to all of us? I'm sure I could just
Yeah.
Google a link.
Yeah,
Throw that
I'll
in the chat.
send the picture and the name. But yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone out there for watching. We're over time, so I'm gonna make this real quick. Really appreciate you sticking with us over our little bit of a break. Should be good going forward though. So if you would like to join us next week as we continue our game, please do. And obviously join us throughout the week. We'll probably have some video game streams between now and then as we get into spooky season and have all sorts of fun games to be playing. And then back on Saturday for our TTRPG streams, where we will be back with Strixhaven. And we're getting into some spooky stuff there too. We're in some spooky stuff there too. So once again, trying to start a revolution in a horrible
This time it's
place.
going pretty well.
This time it's going pretty well. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, my lovely players, for making this game as awesome as always, and just rolling with the punches. And thank you out there, everyone out there, for watching. We will see you in 1 week, and until next time, good game and good night, internet.
Par-delà le temps, la menace grandit. Si loin dans le silence, on entend ses cris. Par-delà les terres, son nom fait frémir. Préparez-vous, le néant arrive. Les légendes ne se trompent point, de la peur ils se nouent.